trying to pit them kind of relative to the other big teams. So, like, if they came up against, I don't know, England in the knockout stages, do you think that would be that's a matchup that would worry Thomas Tuchel?
I think the US will be a team who will worry the bigger side.
Yeah.
Because of that intensity.
Right.
A lot of the games that we've seen so far, and we've made a big point of the fact that the majority of teams came out and mid-blocked, right? I think you can make the argument that the US were actually quite intense in their higher press. But then England, I think of the big teams, were one of the only teams who went man-to-man a lot of the time and were very energetic. Obviously, they were in that stadium with air conditioning, which I guess raises the question of whether or not that will be possible through the rest of the tournament. We'll see. I expect that Tuchel will want to do that if he can. But yeah, I think with the US, because that intensity, like, it changes the game, right? Everything gets sped up, and suddenly your technique becomes more important. And it's very easy. I think sometimes we can watch games and be like, oh, this team looked great one week and then didn't look great the next. What really changed? It didn't seem like much had changed. When actually what's happening is, because the opponent are putting them under more pressure, less space, less time, suddenly their technique and their technical ability is put under more pressure, and suddenly they can't do the things that they seem to be able to do when they had more space and time. So I think the US will do that. They'll be a team who will be intense and aggressive, both in and out of possession. And as a result, it's a potential banana skin for some of these big teams, right? Where maybe they are. For example, we talked about France. How France often they sort of sit in sort of fairly basic structures in and out of possession, and they rely on the ability of their players to sort of solve problems individually. But in those scenarios, suddenly you're being put under a lot of pressure, and then you're not getting any sort of structural advantage at all, or a collective advantage. And I think that is why this US team could potentially be quite scary for some of the bigger sides, in that they're going to hassle so much, both in and out of possession, and attack quickly and aggressively. And we saw, like, they tore Paraguay apart in that first game. So no one wants to come up against a team who are looking in that good form, I think.
Fair enough. Okay, thanks, John, for some fantastic analysis at the board. Come on and sit back down. Now, hello, Jonathan Shainin.
Hello, Joe Devine.
How are you? You okay?
I'm great.
Should I introduce you to our audience?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I've decided that you're three things.
Okay.
One, you are here from Equator magazine.
That is true. We just say Equator. We don't say magazine.
Oh,
that's okay.
Can I call it Equator?
Yeah, you can call it Equator magazine.
Because if I said you're here from Equator, I feel as though people might think you were from the Equator.
The Equator, or from representing the Ecuadorian.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, indeed. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is you are a Spurs fan and you love Maurizio Pochettino.
I absolutely love Maurizio Pochettino.
That's maybe thing number one.
Could be, yeah, that could be thing number one. Mauricio Pochettino is a very important person in my life.
Okay.
Because...
Did you know he's playing tonight?
Yeah, I did.
That's great.
He's a very important person in my life because it was my now wife who first took me, who comes from a Tottenham family, who's from Hertfordshire, and from near Stevenage. And she first took me to Spurs Fiorentina in the Europa League in 2015.
Wow,
I remember Ryan Mason scored the first goal.
There you go.
We got a letter from Mauricio. A friend of ours got. I think the Spurs had a thing where they would get Pochettino to write you a letter if you were getting married. So we have a framed letter from Pochettino that says, like,
cool.
life works better when you're a team kind of thing. It's fantastic. And then our wedding day was the Champions League final in 2019.
Right.
And we made everyone go home early. So it was an afternoon wedding to begin with, but we were like, all right, everyone get out.
There you go.
And then we were on our honeymoon when Poch was sacked.
Right.
So I'm really laying it on thick, but all these things are true.
Okay.
And you know, I think there was great hope in my household that he would come back to Tottenham, but I think maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, that's my. You haven't even gotten to thing number 3.
It's the next best thing, because thing number 3 is you are an American man.
I am an American man, although I'm trying hard to like live it down. I guess I
Right.
don't know where I am with that at the moment.
You've got 1.5 feet into Britain, I would say, right? You're into being
Yes,
British.
I am a British subject.
You're one of the most
as
British
of-
Americans I've ever met.
Well,
I'd
that's
say.
I think kind of what I'm going for.
Great.
Maybe I don't know that I'd like to put it that way. I don't know, John, if you have a. John,
Sorry, I
he's really overworked.
I was just looking at all of the players that we didn't have on the board who are playing and aren't playing. So there are a number, but yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Leckie is
And I-
playing.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how pertinent. Well, maybe this is pertinent. Whatever. I think in football terms, particularly because my time in Britain or my time in England coincided with the period in which the Pochettino Spurs sides were the most represented club on the English national team. So
Yes.
Harry Kane, Eric Dyer, Dele Alli,
More.
Danny Rose.
I'm sure there were more.
Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker, yeah, of course.
Kieran Trippier.
Yeah.
So I in international football terms, I am an England supporter.
So you support the England team?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've tried to actually embrace the idea, which I imagine maybe English people also do, that it's like, oh well, regrettably, this is what I've got to do.
Right.
You know, but like, what can we do? I watched England Croatia in a bar in Brooklyn on what was that, Wednesday?
Right. How did you find it?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Not with the Americans I was with.
Are you getting really British now?
Like this. A lot of puzzlement came from my allegiance.
Right.
And
The
there were a lot
world's
of Croatian
complicated though, isn't it?
supporters in the bar.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
Well, London is like a super international city, isn't it?
Yeah, I was in Brooklyn.
Oh, you were in
I
Brooklyn?
was in America. Yeah,
Brooklyn, New York
Yes,
City.
Yes, I was in New York for the Equator magazine first print issue launch.
We
Yeah,
just call
will
it Equator.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, sorry. I don't
want
want
to draw a hard line, but
This
I
guy.
have done. How about that? Oh, there we go. Anyway, Jonathan is one of our special guests this evening. Our second special guest is en route, I believe. John, you're welcome to go to the tactics cupboard now if you want, or you can hang out for the next few minutes.
Yeah,
while
I'll
they're
wait.
doing
I'll
the
wait
actual
until the
anthem.
game.
Can I ask John some tactical questions?
Yeah, please do.
Or is that like actually unfair?
No,
'cause John's
do.
overworked already.
By the way, for viewers, the way it's going to work is John's going to watch the game in what we like to call the tactics cupboard. He's going to come back at the drinks breaks and tell us what he's seen, or more pertinently, I'm going to go and get him when he forgets at the drinks break, and then he's going to come back and give us some
I'll be back. I'll be there.
tactical analysis after we've done our hydration break jokes. That'll be fun.
Should be some kind of military evacuation going on right now.
And then I've just got a little text, a little rumor that one Sebastian Stafford-Law could be around for the second half as
Oh,
well.
wow.
We weren't
Word.
expecting him until tomorrow, but he might hop in. He could hop in. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. But Jonathan's going to be with us throughout the game, and our other guest, Michael, who's en route, is going to be with us throughout the game as well. But please ask John some tactics questions before he leaves, although he will be back as well, so you don't have to get them all.
no, my tactics question was.
I'm actually going to get a drink, so can you host for me while
yeah,
I'm away?
sure, absolutely. Do I get to sit in your chair?
Yeah.
No.
Surely you don't want to get out of that
I'll
chair.
stay here. I'll stay
Once
here.
you're in that
But I might
chair.
I might say hello. It's harder than it looks saying hello like that. I thought when my time came. No. Oh, John, what I was going to ask you is, well, to what extent are the right when I watched, the USA Paraguay, and that you saw a lot of people online saying, oh, he's got them looking like sort of 2017 Spurs here.
Did you agree with that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I'm not a tactics guy, but I did find myself watching and thinking like, okay, this pattern of movements is familiar, you know, and you could see, you know, the way that they built up and the way that the fullbacks, kind of the interplay between the fullbacks and the attacking players on each side. Yeah, I thought there was a bit of, I guess my question is, one of my recollections from that era is that they struggled a lot to break down low block teams, and you know, that the season when the couple of seasons when they were sort of nearly won, had, you know, I seem to remember that like Tony Poulis's West Brom were like a real bugbear. What does this U.S. team, you know, one of the Spurs things was like usually like Harry Kane would solve it. There's often some Christian Eriksen or Harry Kane. Christian Eriksen would start dropping back, you know, a bit like James Madison does now, to pick up the ball and kind of, but like, I'm not sure how this U.S. team handles that. Do they have a kind of plan B for the low block?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why the US looked so good against Paraguay is because there was space to create and exploit. And I think people care way more about your ability to sort of be progressive against mid blocks than they do about your ability to break down a low block, if that makes sense. Like, as in, it looks nice against a mid block, if you're progressing the ball, people will be like, this is good football, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with when you're trying to break down a low block, it does require other things, namely like good players is one that you've mentioned here. We talked already, I guess, about how the US have gone with Ricardo Pepi as a replacement for Pulisic, and I think that is probably intentional insofar as as we said, it gives you double box occupation with like striker profiles, which means there's more targets for you to aim at if you're crossing in. But yeah, the thing that I think is worth keeping an eye on is how they manage to destabilize that block as well, because the same principles apply, right? When you're trying to break down a mid block, you're trying to pull the defensive structure around. You're trying to find gaps. You're trying to get runners in behind, even if just to create space in front of the back line that can be exploited. And so, yeah, that's going to be the big question with this. Is this going to be a US team that maybe is going to struggle a little bit more against low blocks? But then the reality is, as we said, this US team isn't going to face many low blocks in this tournament. When you get through the group stages, which they're like 99.9% likely to do, they are going to come up against teams who they are going to be playing underdog football against. And so, similar to, we had a conversation about this with Scotland. Should Scotland build a team which is going to definitely beat Haiti by a lot of goals, but then probably not do a huge amount against everyone else?
Yeah.
Or do you build a team where you're going to be able to play underdog football for the other games, which you're going to be doing more of if you are successful? So,
hey man, how you doing?
Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm going to go to the tactics cupboard.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Ryan, do you want to sit in? Do you want to sit? Our second special guest has arrived. It's Michael Odewale.
How you doing, guys?
A round of applause.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing, buddy? You okay?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Game just started.
Yes, the game has just started.
By
means of introduction, Michael, you are a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
And you support the Brazil international football team.
I went Brazil because Nigeria didn't make it, so I went for Brazil.
Very nice. Is that who you actually support during supporting during the tournament? What's your relationship with the England team?
Obviously I'm supporting England, but you always got to have a second team. And normally, if Nigeria don't make it, I just go like a black team. So I went for Brazil. I could have gone for like another African team.
Yeah.
But Congo, they knocked out Nigeria, I think.
Yes.
So
also, correct me if I'm wrong, but you wouldn't support Ghana.
No, I couldn't do Ghana.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, the game has begun. So if you grab your headphones, guys, I think they're on the table here. You should have. If you want to put one ear on, one ear off, you should have a little bit of commentary as well to listen to. Great. Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna spill something before
There's
the
a
night
table
is over.
there.
Oh, look at that!
There you go.
Okay.
Fabulous.
I don't know if this is the kind of commentary that's appropriate, but it's harder than it looks to sit on a couch with a microphone in front of you. When I watch this on YouTube, I'm like, wow, what could
looks
be
really
easier than what those
relaxing.
guys are doing? Yeah.
Try doing it whilst also looking at your laptop, and it gets very tricky. Have you guys caught many of the games so far?
Yeah. Maybe about half. Maybe
Yeah.
less than half.
It might just be incredibly short,
Yeah,
so you
I
might
think
want
I'm-
to switch your cups around.
Yeah.
Good
Have I got yours?
No, I don't think so. I think I've got the right one, but I think they're just a bit.
More headphone splitters are en route, but not in time for your appearances.
sorry.
There we
unfortunately.
go.
Sorry.
And you're recommending one headphone on, one headphone off?
Yeah, so that you.
Oh,
can
because
hear
you're not
room
in the
and
headphones.
Yeah, well, we are a little low in the
Okay.
mix. We're there. So, Michael, have you watched many of the games so far?
Yeah, about the same. About half of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them are obviously on at strange times,
Yeah.
but I've been trying to make as many as I can. A lot of them are during like my gigs and stuff.
Yes.
I
I was
don't
gonna say
mind.
it's not great timing for you.
I haven't caught a 5 a.m. though.
No,
I haven't caught a 5 a.m.
I haven't done a 5 a.m. I've done a couple of. I did one of the 3 a.m.s.
Yeah.
But it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it.
Has there been a 5 a.m. banger yet?
Turkey Australia was 5 a.m.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
don't know
one.
if the game could be described as a banger, but I think Australians enjoyed it.
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, they surprised me. They were good when I watched the highlights.
Do you have any thoughts about how you think this game will go? Did you catch the previous US game?
I did, yeah.
They were
yeah.
fantastic, weren't they, in the first game?
Oh, they were really good. I remember people getting onto Poch for not bringing enough midfielders.
Yeah.
But he's always been really good at coaching an attack.
Well, by way of introduction to Jonathan, Jonathan is Pochettino's #1 fan.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's true. I have very mixed feelings about Pochettino, in spite of my love for him.
What are your mixed feelings?
Well,
Is that a question I can ask you on the live stream?
You can do, yeah.
great.
Yeah, well, after he left Tottenham,
Right.
he went to PSG, which was
Yes.
fine.
Great.
But then he became the manager of Chelsea.
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was
Okay.
unhappy for Tottenham fans. And now he coaches America, which also is like,
It's a weird journey for sure.
yeah.
It is a
But I do
strange
think, I
one.
mean, maybe this is something I will come back to later, and maybe it'll depend on the result here. But I do think I saw someone make the joke that England and America are both conducting an experiment of like what happens if you take a real manager or like
Yeah.
a top manager to an international tournament.
Yeah. Some might argue that definition is now being stretched with Pochettino, but that
Yeah.
could also be quite a rude thing to say. So I don't know. I mean, I think
an early
like,
dig in from Joe Devine.
given
Yeah.
that Michael is a Chelsea fan, like Michael maybe has a very different.
Well, yeah, and
perspective
I
of
didn't
Pochettino.
I didn't watch his Chelsea team so much, but I thought he was doing okay actually. Do you think it was it good for them to sack him, or was that not a good idea?
I think it was the right move in terms of.
Ooh.
I never thought you properly connected. Or you gotta go for the volley.
Ooh.
But
US with an early chance.
he never really properly connected. But he's got the best out of Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
So I missed. That's the only fun I've had under Blue Coat, really. So I'm
Yeah, it's
sad
not
they took
loads
that
of
away
fun,
from
is
me.
it? Are you saying you
Who
don't
was it?
like?
Did it go from? Did Poch replace Tuchel?
No,
No,
it went
Potter.
Graham Potter, and then Tuchel.
Yeah,
No, sorry, and then
Yeah.
Pochettino.
I think
and
it's
then-
genuinely
and then
even
after-
difficult for Chelsea fans.
Then it
to
was
remember the
Maresca.
order.
And then after Pochettino, Maresca.
It was Maresca.
It's been a journey for Chelsea
It's
fans.
been quite a journey. It's been a long 4 years.
Are you excited about Alonso?
I am because it feels like a serious manager. I don't know what football he'll play in the Prem.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of an unknown.
Yeah, I guess we don't know yet, right?
Yeah, I'm still just suspicious about how much control he'll actually have. But he is the manager, not the head coach.
Yeah, I remember reading that distinction, which is interesting, right?
Which apparently they offered him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when we talked about this a bit when I was last here, in terms of Tottenham doing the same thing with De Zerbi, and you had done, I
yeah.
think, Alonso maybe the week before on this idea of
Totally.
our managers. Do you need to make this promise to get people to sign on?
It is interesting, like a desperation move.
Yeah,
Be the manager. It seems to be the the only way to get manager role is if the club is
Kind
desperate.
of like, no, it's going to be different this time.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, seriously, you could be the manager. All of those other guys were just they
They
were
were
just take
nothing.
coaches. They
You
were
can change.
Yeah.
loads of tricks and flicks.
Yeah, the
from the
US have
US
got like
men's
they're
national
really
team.
trying to one touch pass it through the midfield. There's more space in the middle than I thought that there would be.
Yeah. Also, Pulisic is injured.
I don't-
Yeah, he's on the bench. We think
He's on the bench.
You think
Okay.
so? Yeah.
Yeah, and I sort of sense that's like a little bit precautionary.
Yes.
If this was a knockout match, I don't think he'd be starting it on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you have?
Oh my days, Australia scored an own goal. America put them under so much pressure. They scored an own goal. Come in. Right, yeah, press this one. Use this wrap up. This there. Wait. Yeah. Press it once. Right, can you see it? 3, 2, 1. Wow. The pace. The pace. Just, yeah, watch. I told you this team is good. I told you they get better. Look at that. Look at the pace. Are you faster than me? Did it on goal?
Why did he do the own
I
goal?
feel sorry for him, man.
Why did he not like make it to the
Couldn't get out
side?
of the way, that's why.
So why did he like shoot?
Couldn't get out of the way. You have to feel sorry for him. You have to feel sorry for him. Oh, here it is again.
Yes, what a blush.
Oh, yeah, it's just leaking out.
Oh, oh my god. What a weak shot. What? What was that for? What was that for? What was that for?
What did you do?
Look.
Oh, unlucky, you know. That's outside the book. That's not bad shot. Look, outside the book. Straight lead.
But that's not good. Why
Just
did he?
off target.
I can't believe it.
Australia have scored in their last 5 World Cup matches. It's their longest run in their history. To score in this one,
Can't have been a sweet goal.
pretend as far as British is concerned. It's the 7th goal of the tournament already.
Oh, what a pass again. Unlucky. I'm telling you, these guys, they're meeting the expectations like this. I feel like they're overachieving. Yes, they're overachieving right now. So I never thought they would play football like this. It's crazy. They're overachieving right now. All their games they've scored. Every single game they've scored. It's probably not the game that they've not scored. And these games, they score more than 2 goals. We're up for Australia. They're giving it a goal. You can see the difference.
What are you doing? Daddy, what was
It's a
it?
corner kick.
What were they talking about?
Just to be careful not to foul each other.
As close to as possible from an Australian point of view. That was invited.
Oh,
It would have been sick.
Amber.
He touched it.
I think he knows it's a great chance. He's free.
Who's on there?
Heads it straight onto an Australian head, I think. Oh, his chest. It's the chest of Boss.
He touched it. He touched it.
leg. Time the ball for Italiano. And just back in with Balogun. Now Torre. Then he loses out to Richards. Obviously, he's put to the end of a couple already.
Why is it pushing down?
It's a foul, but I'm sure he used to roll around 4 times afterwards. Did that lot in the first game, to be honest.
What did he do?
Oh, he pushed him down.
Did you get yellow?
He grabbed him and then he pushed him down.
It's a foul, isn't it?
To Pochettino looking to lead the best out to the grips. I think he failed to do as Argentina play back over to him.
Oh, it's another foul. That comes the yellow card. You can put the you can give you should be yellow card there or something.
And in the face, yeah.
So Australia, we got yellow card there. So on the yellow, we can
He's another one, isn't he? Mechanic, full of confidence.
there you go. So it's
Plays
the one
forward, tries to
that
make
appears
things
there.
happen,
Yeah.
takes risks. Exactly what you want
Choose
from
one,
your
so then put
midfielders.
one yellow card.
And they have that assurance of happens there.
But
There's
how
such
do
a
you know
wonderful job behind them.
if that is there?
Yeah.
Daddy, did he even show the names here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the names of the players?
Despite Juventus not finishing in the top
You
4,
can read the
that's the
back.
mechanic. Started this tournament very sharply indeed. Tournament's free kick. Authorisation.
Free kick,
Before mentioned mechanic.
free kick, free kick.
Not the best balling. Be disappointed with that, Tillman. He's a good technician.
Free kick. It's just close.
Get this guy off a screen, man. Don't want to see it.
Yes, it's
That was risky.
Ah, America wants to get it. Yes, America just lost that. Oh,
It's a really similar pattern to the game we watched. It was actually real front foot. Watch the team for start from the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. Good energy. Risk taking with the ball, which everyone loves to see. They're not safe all the time.
Let's see if
We've got players out there who are confident and want to prove themselves.
Daddy, how much minutes is it?
Oh,
Daddy, it's the same thing as that.
yeah.
He's trying to get him a yellow there just for standing on
Why
the
is
ball.
it talking at the same time?
For a free kick, it's one from fourth cut.
It's going to be a long afternoon for Australia unless they find a bit more quality on the ball, keep the ball a little better, because giving it away so quickly when they do win it back means they're chasing all the time.
Robbins. Almost lost it.
Just like that there, perfect example. You have time, someone shouts, bring it down on your chest.
Lovely take from mechanic. Through the block. Am I going to pulled away? Again from Australia.
What?
Absolutely sure. That frees the goalkeeper. Another positive run from Dest, wasn't he? Loves to get forward and get inside the penalty area and try and take people on. Adams. Strong challenge again from Lecky. Seated in.
Oh, nearly.
Actually relieved. Great run. Disappointing touch. Not like him. What pass as well.
Nearly again. Oh, Australian break.
Moments rest play.
Australia, they're not that bad. Just
Went through for the right wing back. Soon as well against spins against any of the three centre halves. It was too quick for them, yeah. I think it was Adams who played the ball. Maybe Tillman, I'm not sure, but it was a wonderful pass. Suter doing his shoulder. Torre. Lecky's had a look. He's got two to aim for. In it goes.
oh
I will promise.
no.
It's a brilliant
Getting
cross.
closer and closer. They're knocking on doors.
Working well to the right hand side, and he puts it into a great area.
Daddy,
Trying to
if
get
you
it off
put,
that left hand
if you
side.
put
It's
a
good
minus,
defending.
then you have to score 40 goals. Then.
Freeman
Yeah.
gets his foot there. Important challenge. First Australia corner then. Here's the obvious danger, Harry Suter. Not get that close to it. 6'6", the Socceroo skipper.
Is that a goal?
That's exactly where it's aimed, and he got good contact.
Corner.
And I thought that was a goal.
Australia have another corner. The only problem is when you loop a ball in so
They're knocking
high,
on the doors. They want to score.
you're not going to be able to score because there's no pace on the ball.
Australia.
You need to try and take a
Look
bit
at
more risk to get it in with pace so he can attack it and score from it rather than have to knock it to someone else.
Everybody.
I didn't know. I was lucky.
Lucky.
What is that about the bed?
We have reached the first hydration break in this first half with the United States.
It's great. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, what's a break?
Stop the bed.
And a reminder, if
You
you
don't
want
have
to
to
see the
stop
match
it.
from every
But
angle,
that's fine, yeah.
you can
So they take 3-minute break.
any of these players,
Have
every
some
move,
water or
see the action through their own eyes. You can scan that QR code now to get the World Cup 3D experience in the BBC
no, they
Sport.
don't really have to we can speak to the
So 1-0
manager
in
or
the
the coach.
USA. Theo, I know you look praising former Spurs managers, so you're going to do it again, Mauricio Pochettino's team in charge.
I can be nice. That's not a problem. When
Why is spring
a match
water?
plan comes to plan,
Because it's so hot over there.
That's the start of the game. I mean, I've been impressed by the Americans.
Is it
The
hot
on-time
there?
press, they're 72% right now, 40. The turnovers, which is a high amount of
So hot.
turnovers.
But where these guys come from, Australia is even hotter. So they should be used to this weather.
Still back a shot on target, however, if they continue this game plan.
Look at that. Look at this goal.
The energy
That was the
Oh my
only
God.
Australia and
Oh my God.
pattern. But I've been really impressed with the Americans, and it looks like they do listen to the pundits.
Daddy, when I jump, wait, my hair's down. My hair
Don't forget as well, plenty of action after this game today. Scotland's second game
Morocco.
kicking off
Morocco,
at 11
Who
p.m.
will win?
It's live on 5 Live.
It's a tough one. Morocco.
And it's Brazil, Haiti. At 1:30 in the morning
Daddy,
start, again live on 5 Live
Brazil.
and BBC Sounds. And then the other
Tomorrow.
game in this group, Group D, Turkey,
not
Paraguay,
Turkey versus
is a 4 a.m. start. BBC Sounds and
Paraguay.
5 Live.
Hey,
And then tomorrow,
And the
really
Netherlands
interesting
versus
battle of the two European nations. Netherlands taking Graham Potter's Sweden
is there
at
anyone?
5:30 here on BBC One and iPlay. So Tony Popovich having a few words down there.
The is in what is the USA
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the next one,
The next one is Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
yes,
So
but he
and
did
CONMEBOL.
he did an incredibly clever thing, which is that 3 matches will be played in like Uruguay. Is it Uruguay,
Argentina,
Paraguay,
Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah.
Brazil. I think Argentina. No.
So
In
I have heard
homage
this
to
before.
1930.
Yeah.
And so as a result, South America cannot be a bid for
I
2034.
I have heard this
Basically freed
before.
up.
I think that last bit is yet to be confirmed, isn't it? But like that's the theory, is that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it hasn't been like reported out, but as a result though, the bid for when they were bidding for 2034, Saudi
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
uncontested. There were
Yeah.
no other competitors. I'm just flexing here actually that I read the Infantino profile in the New Yorker by Sam Knight, a very lovely journalist.
You can take the New York out of
Yeah.
Someone mentioned in chat.
Can we talk about
Sorry,
the
go on.
booing for 1 second?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Because I'm
we
really into
can.
that.
Although, can we talk about it after the hydration break? Because
Yeah,
there's something very important that we do at hydration
Oh, yeah.
breaks. What we read hydration break jokes.
You're gonna love this.
Oh wow.
Michael, this is your opportunity to shine.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, are these
Let me just find a really
Okay.
good one for you.
just Michael? Did you not
That's
bring
okay.
hydration break jokes? Isn't that?
Hey, John,
Did Joe not tell you?
Come sit in my chair.
give us a second, John. We're just going to do it. No, yeah. Oh yeah, why don't you do some stuff at the board? But hold on for a minute, just because Michael's going to read a hydration break joke. Just find a good one for you here, Michael, because they're all good. You see.
And these are hydration based
No,
jokes.
no, they're football based.
Okay, they're
But we
football-
read them at the hydration break.
Okay.
We're just filling time.
That sounds really
Oh, I like this one. I like this one. I question whether you'll be old enough to understand the reference to this one.
We'll see.
But maybe you will. Would
an
you
old
would you
soul.
pass that along to Michael for me?
All good jokes start that way. By the way.
Tempers flared at Man United's Carrington training ground last week as 2 staff members argued over the right to ask Shay Lacey's mum on a date.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, she's got it going on.
Right. Yeah.
Shay's got it going on. I think I butchered.
No, you got it. Shea Lacey. Shea Lacey's got it going on.
So it's supposed to be Shay. Is it a pun? Shay's got it going on.
No, no. Do you know what? The reference there is Stacey's mom.
Yeah.
Has got it going on. Do you remember
I
that song?
See, I remember that song.
Stacey's mom. So it's just Shea Lacey's mum's got it going
Shay
on.
Lacey's mum. Okay, I like
There
this
you go.
one.
Yeah, you like
Good.
it?
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
very polite of you.
No, who wrote this?
I know. Nobody wrote it.
No,
Nobody wrote
It
it.
just came into existence on its own.
It's not AI though.
Tell the truth.
It
I feel
wasn't
like-
AI.
It's not
A
AI.
human being wrote
I feel
that.
like David Beckham in the Tell the Truth. Who wrote the joke? Who wrote the joke?
Who wrote the Shea
Tell
Lacey's
them.
mum joke? Don't worry, Michael. There's many more where that
Yeah,
came from.
I'm so excited.
I'll throw you some more. Hey, John. It's a hydration break. Your microphone actually is sort of just hanging off of your chest
sorry.
there.
Chilling.
It's interesting, isn't it? I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. Oh, look at that! You've clipped it on. Will you be proud of me if I tell you a little bit of my own analysis before you
Yeah,
get started?
please do.
I said to these guys, I just stole everything that you said to me before the game.
Oh,
But I
nice.
said because the US scored within 10 minutes, the whole game had changed, John. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
right.
really good.
Hell.
I know ball.
Oh.
I know ball. What's happening? What are you seeing in the tactics cupboard?
Yeah, I mean, I think as we talked about it, is this mic? Okay, yeah.
We sound okay, Jamie?
Uh,
Yeah, great.
As we said, the game didn't. Did the game play? Maybe not quite as much as we thought so, but I think Australia came out a little bit more than we expected them to.
There's quite a lot of space.
Yeah, and as we said, like this US team eats up space, and that's what we saw. Some really nice combinations in the wide areas. We're seeing McKennie drifting out and Des coming inside, and that again, generating those tensions that we talked about, and they're having quite a lot of joy in those sorts of areas. And then we were right about Pepe and Balogun sort of playing as a front two with Robinson much higher and it basically breaking down as a little bit more of a 3-5-2 shape.
I love how you're saying we. I feel really included in how right we were.
You were there at the same time.
Man. I was here.
But yeah, I think you're really playing with fire to give space to this US team. And interesting that they picked up another own goal.
Pretty cool. It was an emphatic own goal, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kicked off again.
Okay, cool.
Could we get back in your cupboard?
Yeah, I'll go back in the cupboard.
It,
All right,
John,
thanks,
is it possible that they're just not doing a very good job of the low block? Is it just a bad low block?
In so much as they're not in it, yeah.
Yeah.
that would be a bad.
They're not being compact.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much they came out because they were pressing. Well, I mean, they were pressing up a little bit. They weren't putting pressure on the US back line necessarily, but they were not sitting in this 5-4-1 shape that they have been sitting in for some of the games. They are pushing up into a 5-2-3 shape, and as we said, if you give them the US space to break you down, then they'll do it at the moment. So seems like their game plan hasn't come to fruition.
Great, thanks, buddy. Back to the cupboard with you now.
Okay.
I'd like someone to analyse the Australian.
Round of applause for John.
We're clapping. John, a clap I didn't even start it. It spontaneously started for you. There you go. He's got no microphone on. He was saying, thanks so much, Joe. You're a dear colleague and friend. There you go. Right. Off you pop.
Have fun.
Thank you, buddy. Okay, we're back in.
There's a lot of chat in the chat about everyone wearing pink boots.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a thing. Why is that again?
Is it a FIFA mandated?
Apart from Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
just.
I assume Harry Kane is wearing black Skechers as contractually. Is she still contractually obligated to do?
Yeah,
that?
he's
I'm
a
unsure of
Skechers
his
guy.
contract. I do know about the pink boots, though. I know. Well, as far as I know, it is a kind of a failed attempt from all of the different
Manufacturers.
manufacturers. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. All of the different manufacturers to try and make boots that stand out, and they've accidentally all made
done the
pink
same.
boots. Yeah, I think it's as simple as that. So I think that there's like, as they do, they get a little sciencey. These people, I think they've like tried to pick pink because it is.
Oh, it's like when you're like, oh, I'm going to give my child an old-fashioned name because no one else will be doing that,
Right.
and then all the
And
children
that's
have
what,
the
and
same
then they
names.
will come out named Aubrey
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's some psychology behind pink as well, but I'm now remembering this is an incredibly niche story that I regret beginning. But do you guys know the filmmaker Adam Curtis?
Yeah.
Yeah. The BBC documentarian. He makes these well, they're quite strange films that mostly use archival footage and lots of interesting music. Anyway, he made a series, I think it was in the 90s, called The Century of Self, which is a four-part series, and it is about Sigmund Freud's nephew, Edward Bernays. I think that's his name.
That is his name.
Edward Bernays, who was an American.
Is the Rondo going to be about Adam Curtis?
Yeah,
Movie?
yeah. I wish it was. I'd
Let's
win
hope
that
so.
one. Edward Bernays. He was an American who I think he is credited with basically inventing public relations. Right, he was like the first PR outfit. And much like picking pink for boots, one of the campaigns he ran that made him famous was there was a time in the 1950s in the US where like the equivalent of kind of early ready meals were being invented, right? And there was this special cake mix called Betty Crocker's Cake Mix. And Betty Crocker's obviously a big famous brand, right? And the thing with Betty Crocker's Cake Mix is that it was built around all of these questionnaires and focus groups that they did with 1950s American housewives at the time, all of whom said that they would value spending less time, baking a cake, and that they would definitely buy the product. But when they put the product on the shelves, so says Adam Curtis, it didn't sell. And so Betty Crocker, they hired They didn't hire Adam Curtis. They hired Edward Bernays, this PR, the self-styled PR guy, to try and resolve the problem. And his resolution was apparently to just say on the packaging, "add an egg." That was it. I don't think the recipe necessarily needed an egg adding, but they wrote "add an egg" on the recipe on the box. And according to Adam Curtis, this changed the fortunes of Betty Crocker. They started flying off the shelves for two reasons, both hypothesized. One being that the women in America at the time felt like they were putting more effort into making the cake, so they felt less guilty about this time that they were saving. But there was also apparently this deeper psychological belief that because it was an egg, that it was these women that they were giving their egg to their husbands, and so there was this notion that it was like somehow, tapping into the deep psyche of the American people.
Right.
I don't know why I started telling
Pink
that
boots.
story. Why?
Pink
Because of the
boots.
pink boots. Yeah. So the notion that there's like psychology behind the pink boots. Also, I think there's the idea that they'll stand out what they say about the footballers involved. But as I said at the beginning, I regret starting that. It took me a lot longer to complete it than normal. But we've all learned something about Betty Crocker.
I did.
I think I learned a lot about a lot. I think
It's a fan. Do you know what?
You
It's
do
an
like eggs,
incredible
though.
series.
We've talked. Well, this has been a theme this week.
Big fan of eggs.
Just add an egg. That sounds like something you would say to anything, any food.
Specifically, a cold boiled egg, hard boiled, a cold hard boiled egg. Yeah, it's the appropriate amount of silence, isn't it?
What are your favourite football boots? We were talking about football boots.
What's
What
that?
are your favourite football boots ever?
I don't have any favourites. I don't wear them,
No?
but I'm sure these guys do.
Michael, you got any favourite football boots ever?
Oh,
Because we were talking about football boots, not eggs.
I thought it was a good story. I was
Hey, thanks, Michael.
just actively listening.
Don't you worry about
We'll
it.
do
pal.
favourite types of eggs after.
Total 90s.
Favorite types of eggs. That's really good.
Total 90s. Oh,
Yeah.
which one? The
What's the one that made a comeback and just people were just wearing them for fashion?
the new ones. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people dropped the silver ones, right?
I didn't. It just kind of gave me after school club vibes.
Yeah.
People just started wearing them with their outfits.
There's the
didn't hit for me.
Adidas.
These ones.
Is it the Sambas? No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those ones.
Those
Let me
were
see your-
those were an indoor football
Right.
shoe.
A futsal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Right.
Those were very popular in my American high school, circa 1990.
My dad used to wear them. I thought they were cool.
But people would just wear them just with regular outfits. Not
Yeah.
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 Wow, I never knew that.
I think Copper Mundials are timeless, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're almost in their own little like Copper Mundials, Puma Kings, things like that are almost in their separate.
They're in their own.
I think maybe the original. I'm kind of torn between the Predator Mania or the Predator Precision. Remember the Euro 2000 ones? Those
Oh yeah, I remember.
they were.
I feel like the
Man.
Predator is the only football boot whose name I know as like a phenomenon, which makes me think that it had the best PR.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably it,
I
right?
hear eggs were involved.
Edward Bernays involves an egg in every job.
I don't think there's been a good boot in a while, but maybe I'm just not looking.
So wait, is the conclusion we've come to here all the American players who are wearing pink boots and the Australians wearing also pink boots? These are not like one.
Well, I think pink was the color of the year.
I'm gonna
Right.
go dig.
But
it.
these are
Yeah.
like they're not all these are not
No,
all
they're
like
not-
an
they're not all the
identical
same
Nike.
No.
So there are. It looks like the Adidas have dropped pink colorways of a couple of models, and Messi's got his own colorway
Right.
in the Argentina colors, so that's why he's not wearing pink boots.
Did football ever manage to do what Michael Jordan did with the Air Jordans? I don't think so, right? There's no
Well, it's harder
No.
to do, I guess, because a Jordan is just a everywhere shoe.
Yeah.
And a boot. I guess it's harder to get that same.
right.
They're just
Yeah.
more expensive.
Yeah.
But also too, yeah, it'd be quite weird if you were wearing like football boots to school or whatever. That
your
would be
office
strange.
job.
Yeah.
There were
Well, I
signature
guess-
boots though, weren't they? Like someone's mentioned the Mercurial R9s in the chat.
Right.
They were unbelievable. Do you remember those? The silver and blue,
Oh yes.
kind of wavy.
I do remember those.
But other players would wear the Jordans,
Mm.
I guess, because it was
Right.
just it became just a shoe. I guess
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to wear another player's boot necessarily, if it was their boot.
Yeah.
But I think that's
wear, like,
also
the
that feels
Jordan
like that's
Hendersons.
also kind of changed in the NBA now.
Yeah, as in
But
like,
every-
they will happily wear
Yeah.
boots. Yeah, I know a lot of them like the Kobe's, because apparently like he was like so into basketball, he made like the perfect actual basketball shoe. But I don't know if that would work in boots.
I remember when they launched the first Jordans. I can't remember if this is in the. Did you guys watch the movie Air?
I did, yeah.
Is that the one? Is that the Ben Affleck one?
Yeah, I thought it was very boring, but I remember reading as well that those first Air Jordans they were red at a time where the rule in the NBA was that you were only allowed to wear white shoes.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan and Nike paid like huge fines for it, but they just kept doing it anyway because it was like creating such good profile for the shoes.
And then it helped it become like the bad boy shoe and breaking the rules.
It's like when who had to pay money because Will Still hadn't done his coaching badges. Wasn't that like a meme?
Oh, the French
Was that when he was at Brest?
I thought it was Rem, but I don't know how to say it.
Oh,
so
Ra.
Ram.
Khan.
Someone, can you check that with the chat?
Oh, the chat don't know that.
Okay.
Joe, for late arrivals, can you reintroduce our guests?
Oh, wow.
I absolutely can. Over here we have stand-up comedian Michael Adewale, and over here we have the 3-point plan. I won't go through them all again, but journalist. I will say journalist Jonathan Shainin, and then producer Ryan.
Hello, everyone.
And I am the biographer of Edward Bernays.
A lot of people just freaking out that it's not JJ, John, or Kaya.
Oh right, yeah.
So they're like,
none of
hang on,
the regulars.
what's, you know?
Sure, yeah. It's a vastly improved couch I would say, today. I'm also much less stressed.
Are you?
Yes. Yeah, JJ's one of our colleagues here.
Yeah.
He's Scottish and he has flown to Boston for 2 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's gonna be tired and hungover when he gets back. So you'll be able to see him on the couch. When's he back on, Ryan? Is it maybe Monday? Tuesday? So yeah, okay, he's got a couple of recovery days. Good for him.
John is here, Andres. Andres in the chat is like, whoa, hang on. John is here. He's just in his cupboard, which he likes to go into during the game to watch games properly.
Can I ask questions to the chat?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd be curious to know what the chat. I was going to say earlier that
if you want to get the chat open on your
I
laptop,
could
you
do that.
You
I
can
could do that. No, I was going to say earlier that this is like a weird
thing
timing.
Oh,
World Cup timing for kids.
Yes.
And I have a 5-year-old who's called Isaac, who pleads every night that he can he sneak down after his sister goes to bed. And if he cannot, then when we wake up in the morning, he like grabs my phone and goes to Foot Mob, weirdly.
Really?
And it's like it's like, what were the scores last night? What were the scores last night? He woke up this morning, he was very sad that he I don't know, he knows too much about South Korea, but he was a big Son Heung-min fan.
Wow.
So he was like, wow, Sonny lost. If he has succeeded in sneaking down, he may be watching the live stream at home here.
Oh, I hope so.
But I feel like it's sad because you're like, oh, it's really exciting. It's your first like World Cup that you'll remember. But like all the games are at like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, he's offside. It's not a goal. It's offside. Offside. Unfortunately, unlucky. But he did really well there. It was so close. 3 man. I think they're checking it. Let's have a look. So he's got a free kick. Took the free kick. Whoa! Good technique, that. He hit it. Yeah, they're all offside. Is he offside?
Then as it's deflected, it's a tight one.
Is he offside? I don't think he's offside. It's close. They're checking it.
It was really tight.
VAR is checking it.
Aston Banker and his team in VAR.
Okay, so look at stream. What is in stream?
Might be able to see it better here.
Look at this. Look at it. He's not.
Oh no, he's onside.
He's on side. Look, this is level with the other guy. He's on side.
On side.
Yeah, so you might be able to just press this for me. Because I think they're gonna give it. That's a goal. Or the referee.
Still
Is it?
holding play
Is
on
it
that.
going?
I think this will be given.
Is it gonna go?
Just a minute.
Bring the
As
action
soon as
from
it goes, I'm
Let's
going
go. Let's count. 10.
10,
9.
9, 8,
The referee's going to check it.
7, 6,
Hold on. What's he saying?
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
It's a goal.
Yes.
Press it. Give them the goal.
Press.
Oh, look at the
Press.
celebration. 2-0.
Come on. They are super goal.
Told you he's not offside.
I thought it was. No, just said it was not
I
offside.
told you it was never offside.
No way. I didn't say it was not offside.
Wow.
What a goal.
They're exceeding expectations, man. They're
Yeah,
surprising
get
me,
it.
America. UFC, you're surprising me, bro. What is going on? These people, if they actually invest money into football, instead of calling it soccer, call it football. Invest money the same way you invest into your MLBs, into your basketball games, different sports. You know? You guys are surprising me. You're exceeding
That was a
expectations.
sick.
Look at the camera. Can you see it?
Yes, at the camera.
It's a drone.
Did it help?
Look at that header. Bang. Unlucky the keeper there.
But that keeper
Oh.
was doing nothing. I look at them running on the pitch.
All their games so far, they've scored 2 or more goals, the Americans. So, actually, they're not a bad team, are they? They're not a bad team. They're exceeding expectations. Every game I watch them, right, I just can't. From the friendly where they beat Senegal, I was like, oh, we've got a problem with these people. These people are going to cause some damage in the World Cup. And they're showing it right now. Well, they've still not played the big boys yet. France, you know.
It went up. I knew it was a goal.
You knew it was a goal, yeah. Me too. You know, when they play France, that's where you're going to know if they're really good. They play England, they play Portugal, they play Spain, Germany. That's where you start rating them and go, you know what, actually, you're not a bad team. But the good thing about these guys, they play with no fear.
No.
The good thing about Americans, you know, they're not scared of anyone. You know?
What are they cheering for?
A corner. They might score from here.
Yeah, I want it.
They might score from here. Watch this now. Watch this now. Watch this now.
The deflection is not an intentional action. Though.
Watch this now. Mike said,
Yeah,
don't go here
I think
before half time.
he looked like he was on when they struck it. So.
Here we go. Here we go.
Did you go?
Yeah, go.
Oh. No. He did jump for it, but it just.
But that would be a sick ball if
He couldn't connect.
Look at that, see the flying drone again.
Yeah, the drone again. Look at that. He was on side. Look at that.
Okay. What did I miss?
So that,
He was
The
absolutely
USA 2
onside.
up.
Miles.
Oh.
It was a
miles
goal
off.
that was flagged for offside, but
sorry.
he was on.
I actually missed a goal. Fantastic.
Just a whole goal.
I walked out of the room because I saw Seb Stafford Bloor, and then
It's funny, before the first goal was scored, I was
There you
going to
go.
say, you know, they're really all over them.
Second.
But as John said, it's going to be a long night if they can't score a goal. And I was just thinking, they haven't seemed that dominant
no, they haven't.
in the past
Here we go,
25
Australia.
minutes.
And
Although
yet-
maybe
That's a foul.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
discovering
foul.
that it's harder than it looks to
No.
talk
It's not card.
and watch the television.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I find it so hard.
Yeah.
No, it's not hard in a kind of a boohoo way. It's hard in a.
No, that's
I
exactly, you're totally
genuinely
right.
feel
It's
as though
a,
I don't know
it's
what's
an
happened in
animal.
the game.
it's a heavy cognitive load.
It's why John
Before you
watches
kicked
in the
it,
cupboard
don't press
because
anything,
Yeah.
don't press anything.
I could. I
It's
feel
2-0.
as though I have some
Well,
idea in my head
I
about
want-
what's happened.
Yeah,
I
dude, I
want-
spent half of this game looking at
No,
looking things up. I want people at home to
I want a
know
red
that if you
card.
think it's a bit
Think there's
precious
gonna be
that
a red
John
card in
watches in
this
the
game,
cupboard,
this
it's
game.
not true.
No.
No.
He needs to do that.
there have been a few people requesting like a John cam Almost, and I imagine
That
it
is
like you know
good.
when they cut to the VAR,
Exactly what we don't
and it's
need.
just they're all sat there.
Just John eating in the car. I don't
That's
think.
John
good, yeah.
practicing EAFC in the cupboard.
Because they've committed
Yeah,
two
pretending he
fouls.
doesn't know the controls.
Remember, they
Michael,
pushed
do you
that guy
play
before and they kicked the
EAFC?
other guy.
I play very
So
badly.
when you do
Would you
that,
like to play at half time?
Yeah, I'll play it.
You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, great. We'll have a little halftime tournament going. But are you going to do some analysis before the game's
Yeah,
over?
just a really quick bit.
Yeah, there's 7 minutes of added time. Do you want to do it now, or when halftime finishes? What do you think?
Stroke of
surprising.
final whistle.
All right, fine.
And then I'll do a really quick. Just want to break down the goal.
Yeah. Is your mic on?
I'm not supposed to play this well.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Great.
For me, American, you're not
It's
supposed
good
to
to
play
see you,
this
John.
good.
I feel when John comes back in the room, I feel like it gets much more professional.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's my feeling. Yeah.
I told them a 10-minute story about Edward Bernays.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. John, I bet John knows the oeuvre of Adam Curtis.
He'll know. He knows.
Oh, do I know the oeuvre of Adam Curtis?
Yeah.
It's one of those fun things where to some people watching it might seem like a kind of random niche pull for me, but then as it turns out, if you hang out with me all the time, I'm just talking about it all day long.
Yeah, he's amazing.
We'll
So
not stop
John, do you have a
talking about Adam
favourite
Curtis.
kind of egg?
Yeah.
Joe's talking about eggs.
Easter.
Oh, wow.
That's
Look at that.
an unexpected but lovely answer.
Easter egg chocolate.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good, right?
It's bad, but it's good. I don't
I
know
think
what
we're
it is.
supposed to stop doing that sign. I've been told.
This?
I thought that meant
Oh,
okay.
that's fine.
I think that does that not mean something
No,
else?
it's a
now?
meme or it's like a fake thing. Ryan will know. I trust Ryan on this.
It's
It's
I'm not
fine?
talking about it on a stream.
Yeah. Okay, look.
You don't want to talk about this on a live stream?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
Definitely not my own.
I just want people to know I'm concerned. I'm not supposed to be doing it, but apparently it's fine. Okay, that's good to know. Because I've been doing it for.
The VAR teams are not allowed to say hello anymore.
No, that's true because that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently
They face the screen. They used to be able to do no
You're
introduction.
gonna have to leave the pitch for a minute.
They just have to sit there like in a hostage video.
So much risk.
Also, but why were they doing that to begin with? You don't want to see the VAR
Just something a
guys,
bit
do you?
new.
Right? Like,
I guess people, I don't know,
But Americans are
maybe
factually
in some ways it's good to
crap, man.
humanize them.
no. See, I was just gonna say the opposite.
Really? You think
Yeah.
the
Well,
opposite?
I'm kind of I'm on the Jack Pitt Brook
Right.
VAR abolition.
That's fine.
And I think I don't want to. I think they shouldn't be humanized.
We should be
Yeah. That's it. We should dehumanize them.
The reason I say that though is
VAR
not
people
because
too, you know.
it's not because I think they should be
Easy save for
dehumanized,
the
but it's
keeper,
because
but yeah.
people think
Let's
it's
see there.
not a human.
Oh, I see. You
Yeah.
think that seeing the
Another
humans
goal.
will
Remind
emphasize the
goal just
fallibility.
before
Yeah,
half
yeah,
time.
Yeah, that's
This
fair.
is just a second human
Yeah.
Quite
who
really
has the
well, but
benefit
the
of some
keeper was there.
video. It's not a robot. We talk about it
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
a robot.
Some of them are white supremacists, apparently. So I think there's good.
Try. Yeah, try.
We implore the use of.
Do you have to
irony
say
in the
allegedly?
stream.
Yeah, try.
Allegedly.
Do you- I don't know.
I think I
Do you-
remember
I must
talking
dash.
to the editorial
dash.
legal counsel here at the Athletic, who told me that means absolutely nothing. So when people say allegedly at the end of a statement, it's completely
And
irrelevant.
whoever you're talking about deny
It's
everything.
like when
Yeah,
someone's like, Facebook, don't steal my data. As much-
Yeah,
Post a
exactly.
story.
Because the guy's not happy. Dash
I
him
do
and
not
all
condone
Oh,
that.
those were the good
Goal
days.
kick.
I like those days.
Got tested.
John, quick
What's
question.
that?
How do you feel about
Oh, it's just
the
gone
match
now.
momentum
John,
graphs being
stand in
I
introduced?
wanna
one
see that,
camera. Don't
yeah.
not in the nether regions.
Yeah,
there we
maybe.
go.
How do you feel about the match momentum
Oh, man
graphs
got
being
fresh
introduced to the
training and he scored a
World
goal.
Cup? Because they've been on a
But he
few
came
times
on
in
shoe,
games, which I
white
think
shoe,
is
shoe out there.
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So those momentum graphs are usually like expected threat models, right?
Yeah.
So basically just shows you how
Look at
close
that.
and how much pressure they have
Look
in
at
the
that,
opposition
2-0.
goal.
Yeah, what is it measuring? Is it like
Right,
final
we
third
need to watch the
touches
clock.
or?
Well, expected threat is usually based around like the position you have on the pitch, essentially. So the closer to goal you are, like the more threatening you're going to be. There's obviously way more variables than that, but essentially that's it should show if there's a big lump on the graph that you've had a fair amount of sustained pressure around the opposition goal. So if you see a team scoring on the counter, obviously it will just be a line down to the
Right.
goal where they've got through. But yeah. What do I think? Yeah, I mean, it's good to have that data available, I suppose. I don't read too much into that because I think most people watching the game for 90 minutes will know, well, this team has been more threatening than the other team, right? It's the same with expected goals, right? Most
Two of
Oh,
people
them
have
used
an
to play fast, one of them
intrinsic
used to play
expected
for
goals
United. Guess
model.
which one
Like,
used to
it
play
may
for
be
United?
way off what the actual values are, but
Let's play a
I
game
think
here.
generally speaking, most people will have a sense of
the other
like
one.
this team generated the better chances, therefore they probably deserve to
If
be
you
winning.
guess this
So
right,
this is like
right.
John revealing that he thinks everyone
I'll
else
get
watches
you-
football with the same level of sophistication that he does.
I don't know if that's
Not everyone
I-
watches football in cupboards, John. All right.
I think the thing with those expected threat charts is that the
These three, which one of them play for
I
you?
don't know. XG is a sort of simpler
Those three.
concept to understand, and obviously there are different models. So some people will be like, "Oh, have you got the stats
can I
bomb
get 5
XG or you
chances?
the Opta XG or whatever?" But the expected threat strikes me as being like a lot of variables in
Much
terms
is
of
that
how
one?
you
5 chances. for
two
what?
different people could have charts of
Can't
the
get 5
same
chances
game
when
and
it's
it could
3
look very
people, right?
different. Is that a possibility or not
Which one do
really?
you think?
Yeah, again,
played for United?
if you
Oh,
The
hang-
first
No,
It
one.
was nearly a
Yes, with a
third.
shot.
Which
That was a
one?
good shot.
Yeah, it was good.
The first one.
if what
The
you're
first
doing
one?
is
Which side?
equating, threat
I do
to
not know which one's the
proximity to the
first.
goal, then
Well, we've got
I
right
don't know.
and
Yeah,
left.
there's situations where
So
if
the
you
one
play
on
the
the
ball
right
away from
or
the
the one on
goal,
the
it's
left?
becoming less threatening by that
The
model.
one on the
Whereas
left played for United.
there are
Yeah.
scenarios where actually you can be more threatening by playing it backwards to
I'm
then go
asking you.
forwards.
Are you sure?
So yeah, those kind of
You're not gonna
models
change
don't
your
really take into account
You don't. You're
those
not
more
changing your
layered
mind?
accounts of
So
what
you've
would
got
be more or
with
less
Rooney,
threatening. But
Do you think we'll start seeing race charts next? Is that going to be the?
Giroud,
Is that like a level of
and
sophistication
then
above
Theo
the?
Walcott. So
as in
expected-
what
with Rooney,
running
Giroud,
towards.
No, you know,
and Walcott. Which one played
like
for
the,
United?
don't they call it a race chart? That like XG model that like.
Rooney,
I thought you were talking about
Giroud,
something.
Walcott.
Oh yeah.
Which one
Will we
played for
will we
United?
get eugenics at the World Cup? Is that?
It is, man.
Oh, you mean as
Walcott.
in we'll see the sort of.
Yeah, is that not called a
Walcott.
race chart? Am I just
Sure.
making that
I
up?
don't know.
Maybe.
That's what
So
Nathan
I
Clark
said,
calls it.
listen,
So I'm
exactly.
Well,
blaming
it's,
him.
it's progressive XG.
Rooney,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically just the steps up to show.
Yeah.
A step chart.
Giroud,
Yeah, and you can get that for expected threat as well.
And
Like
Walcott.
there's a few
Push it
outlets that will
down.
put that stuff out so that you'll
Which
see
one
it
played for
going up.
United?
So you can see when one team has been more or less threatening.
Rooney.
It's half time.
Really?
Oh yeah, do you want
So
to
it's
do?
half time.
Should we
Yeah.
do some?
Was it really?
Ryan, will you get a game set up
In fact, stand up.
while
Because
I
I
talk
have-
to John?
So
Oh, you
we've
absolutely can. Yeah.
I don't know
Come
what the
close,
etiquette
come close, come in.
Oh,
come in.
the
So we've
etiquette. The
got
etiquette is
Rooney.
come and go as you please, whenever you would
Giroud,
like
look
to.
at the tail then. Oh, it's gone.
We hope
Rooney.
you come back, but you don't have
Giroud
to.
and Walcott.
Just to be
Rooney,
clear,
Giroud
you
or
are welcome
Walcott?
to leave
Which
at
one
any
played
time.
for United?
Okay,
Was it really?
John, it's half time in the
Rooney.
game. What are we seeing
sure?
so far?
I just want to talk a little bit about
You're
the
not going to change your mind.
first goal because I want to
Was
talk
it?
about how we expected this to be quite a
got it.
lowish block.
Yes.
But actually, Australia are stepping
How
up
did
quite
I
high,
guess
and they're
it?
trying to block out the middle
How
to
did
a
you guess
certain
it,
extent.
actually?
So
How-
their front three is matching up against the US back three, and their midfielders against the
Because
two
you're smart.
pivot players for the
Ah,
US.
I know.
And what
Look
this
at
is
that
doing
big
is it's
circle.
allowing space in the wide areas. So we're seeing those tensions
when you
being
want to watch the
generated
match,
by
when
the US.
Wilson was
So,
playing
for
that
example, with Robinson coming
What a
out
goal.
here, because they've not got the players wide in the midfield and they're in at the centre backs, Robinson can drop in,
Do you
and it's
expect?
creating this tension for the Italiano in this instance. So actually, for the first goal, we can see how this plays out. I'll actually just put it up on the board because I've got the breakdown here. So this is the situation just before the goal scored, and you can see I've drawn on the Australian outside players pushing onto the outside centre backs for the US and the centre forward onto Chris Richards in the middle. And you can see the two midfielders quite narrow, but Anthony Robinson in space. There's a flat 5 for Australia at the back, and that means that there's space for Robinson to drop deep and then pull the forward out of position, creating space in the wide area here. So ball is played to Robinson, full wing back steps all the way up, opens out that space, and you can see immediately the US players are attuned to that space opening out. So not only do we have Malik Tillman looking for that space in behind the midfielder, but we have Balogun dragging his centre back out and going down the line so that he can end up in this area in behind the opposition back line, and then eventually plays the ball into that corridor of uncertainty, which causes the own goal. So basically, because Australia are going quite narrow, they're allowing those tensions to be formed in the wide area, and the US are doing a really good job of pulling those the back line apart, pulling the wing back up, hitting that space in behind and causing problems.
What do you think? I mean, do you think we'll just see more of the same in the second half? Or one question we had is like, given that Australia have already won a game, they might be focused on goal difference at this stage.
Yeah, and in which case maybe we'll see them flattening out their midfield line and just having the wingers rather than jumping up on the centre backs,
Yeah.
sitting in a wider configuration to stop these wide overloads happening. But then if you do that, as we said before the game, they have the ability to punch through the middle. So if you don't protect the middle, then you're at risk of those kind of lanes opening out. But I think what they'll probably try and, I mean, they could go the other way, right? They could be like, let's just try and score some goals here and go more aggressive. I suspect they'll probably be more worried about goal difference. So I would, again, expect them to come out in a lower block. But then I expected that before the game, and it didn't really happen very often. So
Okay. All right. Thanks, John.
no problems.
Cheers, buddy. You made those slides during the game?
Yes.
Very
That's
impressive.
pretty cool.
Very cool. Okay. Do you want to change your controls, Michael? You know
I'll go
how-
classic.
You go classic? Okay, fine.
I do that.
So, yeah, you go over to the left there.
Is my controller on?
You-
Oh, was I the other one? My bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're that one. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, great. So the way we do it here is we go up to where it says England, and then we hit square.
Yeah.
We get 3 randoms. You don't have to use them all, but if you don't like that team, you can go again.
Okay. Oh, that makes a lot of sense because
Makes
the
sense.
last game one was Bologna FC 20.
It was just random.
And I was like, that's the most athletic.
It's the, yes, the
game
most random thing.
I've
So
ever
if you
seen.
if you don't want to play as Meowby, okay, and we're excluding international teams, so you get 2 more. You get 2 more skips still if you want them. Oh,
FC Dallas.
so you could be FC Dallas, or you can gamble
I got one more
and
skip.
go again.
Oh, let's skip again.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Okay, fine. Let's see.
Bottasar.
I'm going to stick with Bradford City. I'm
Who
sticking
was
with
I?
Bradford City.
Who was I first?
You were. Oh, I've immediately forgotten.
Yeah.
But you can't go back.
It's too late now.
It's too late now. So okay, and this turns out the most important part where we make sure that our kits don't clash. That looks good to me.
They got a very busy kit.
Fantastic. Would you like to change your team?
No.
No.
You know what? Let's see. Let's see what they got in here.
You're happy to go. Okay, good to know. How long has it been since you played this game? What do you play?
There's a comedian clubs game,
Oh, really?
which we kind of just play on like late at night, sometimes off gigs.
Nice.
9 shots,
We're
14
called
touches in the
Open
box.
Micers FC.
Wow.
Are you good?
The
Oh,
USA
it's
are
so
cooking.
bad. Oh, it's so bad.
But so when
Yeah.
you say clubs, it's like a pro club, so you all play as one player.
Yeah, I play as one player.
That's cool. Do you have
Yeah, because
a position that you prefer?
Yeah, but I
So
don't
I'm
know
a
how it
striker.
goes.
That's Rooney. That's Giroud
from
and that's
Mongolia
Walker.
called Who.
Excellent.
So I like to give my players a
Play for
backstory.
United.
So,
What's whose backstory?
How did I
so
discuss
Who
that?
he was a monk
You
who
know,
got
because
into football
when I
quite late.
talked about
Yeah.
Rooney,
So
when
he's
we went to go
6'5",
watch the match, remember Kai Rooney was playing.
striker
You
slash
saw Kai
winger.
Rooney, I said
Right.
Kai
When
Rooney's
striker
dad is
gets
there as
taken.
well. When Rooney, probably
A
that's why you
6'5"
got me
winger.
Yeah,
He's the
Tricked
Mario
me.
Mandzukic of Mongolia.
How
he's
did I
so
check
heavy. Everyone's just
Let's
like,
see.
can you change the dimensions? Just flee. I'm like, no, that's it. He is who he is. Who is who?
Who is who?
And then when he scores, he I don't know if you know the Drake song Nokia.
Yeah.
He goes, "Who's calling my phone?" And then he does the
Those are all.
yeah, that's
That
the
was
stuff.
in
I
the
do that
past.
every time
Yeah,
I score.
very old.
Be 7-0 down. I'm like, guys, we're not skipping.
That was
this.
in that was in the past.
Guess who's got it?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
He's
tough.
sacked
Backstory
two
is I
Liverpool
bring in
players.
so much brand.
Hakimi!
Yeah,
from
Morocco.
celebration
That's got
and,
McTominay.
deal
McTominay used to
with,
play for United as well.
Nokia.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, who must
did I
also
not
presumably
know
be the
this
most famous? I'm trying to think of the most famous
Rooney.
Mongolian footballer I can,
Alright.
or I'm trying to think of one Mongolian.
Goats.
Does anyone in the room know any? Like, all the experts have left.
Ronaldo is
It's
the
po- it's possible
goal.
no one.
Yeah,
Fabregas.
so
He's the goat.
it's a problem sometimes, but we're
He
here.
is the
Who's
goat.
the goat?
How did you get into comedy?
Ronaldo.
I was quite young. I was like
about Messi?
17.
No.
Oh, well, that is young.
Bit of a class
You don't think
clown.
Messi's the
And I
goat?
think it was just.
No.
I was like, I'm gonna try it one
I
time.
think Ronaldo
Yeah.
can
So
beat
loyal
Messi.
I
to
felt like
Ronaldo
class.
can
It was a bit
beat
too
Messi.
obvious.
Ronaldo
Last
can
time I
beat
was doing
Messi.
comedy,
Yeah.
Right.
it was when it felt too obvious.
Yeah.
Think Ronaldo
But I
will
was
win
like,
the World
I'm gonna
Cup this
try
year.
it. I was kind
I
of bad at
think
it,
so.
but then I kind of was like, I want to try one more.
Why do you think
Yeah.
Ronaldo
That
is
was like-
better than Messi?
Because it was like I did like a 2-minute gig,
Be careful.
so it kind of just flew by.
Was it an open mic night or something?
Messi
Yeah,
got
it was an
more
open
ball
mic
than that.
competition.
Do you
How much
remember
is
what
it
like
on?
your
I
your
think
first
4,
material was
5.
about?
I
Ronaldo
have
got
no
4.
idea, but I remember
Messi
my
got 6,
stage
Ronaldo got
name
5.
Yeah.
6
was,
seven.
Was
Yeah.
who?
I decided because I heard that Jamie
I think
Foxx was in
Messi
his
got
real
7,
name,
Ronaldo got
Right.
6.
so I was
Yeah.
like, well, I need a
No,
stage name.
I
So I called
think
myself
I think
Fillmore
Ronaldo
Brown.
got 17.
'Cause I thought that sounds kind of American, kind of jazzy.
It does.
I'm not
And I
lying.
told my friend, and he's like, it sounds like a stripper name. This is It's like Fillmore Brown.
Look at
isn't it?
that, look
I
at
think
the
he should just go
crowds.
by Michael. I don't know.
It's so busy in there.
But I do often think about like what would Fillmore Brown be doing?
What would
See,
he be
there's
doing
no
now?
kid
Would
there.
he be like bigger?
Why?
I think
I'm
he'd
not
be like
sure
playing
why.
a residency
Big-
in
well,
Vegas.
I'm sure
Right,
these
yeah.
guys they all came from
That's the dream, presumably.
Yeah.
Scotland.
But yeah, so I just kind of went from there. I
Holland.
went to university.
So the
Still,
kids
but
are
I
all
was
in
just
school,
gigging
so
away.
they can't really
and then
travel.
And then you've been on QI.
I was on QI last year.
I think you might be the only person I've ever met that's been on QI.
Really?
Was that exciting?
It was me and it was the guy called Giles Brandwidth.
Yeah.
That's not his right. Giles Brandwidth.
How are they gonna do that?
He was really nice. Me and him, we had a little bromance.
Nice.
And Sandy was really cool. 'Cause I never watched the show.
Had you not?
I was more of a 8 hour 10 cats does countdown kind
Right.
of guy.
I haven't watched it for a while, but it was. I mean, it still is, right? But it's like super popular. I feel like it's kind of a part of Comedy Institution.
It
or it's on
is.
TV.
I just always assumed it would be quite dry.
Yeah.
A bit like Frasier.
Right.
But it's
The
actually,
sitcom Frasier.
but a bit like Frasier. It's quite. Oh, I didn't know. Like, it's actually this funny.
Right. Frasier has game.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite comedian?
Oh, that's a good question. I think Chris Rock was probably the one I used to watch when I was younger,
Yeah.
and he was one probably like he had such a strong point of view when he would do his jokes.
Yeah.
I kind of really liked that. I think that's what attracted me to it. Just somebody just like getting on stage and feeling like they have something to say that everyone needs to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
It was kind of really curious to me.
He's amazing.
But I like.
Wow, the
lot-
second
a
half
lot
is
of good
taking
ones. I like
forever.
James Acaster at the moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Feels like there's a very good scene in the UK.
yeah, comedy's done very well. There's a lot of people in football and comedy.
Yeah.
A lot of people have made that lane.
We had Tadiwa Malunga here the other day.
Oh yeah.
Who was saying that like, he learnt like really early on that football, you just can't do football in your comedy because no one,
Oh no. that's
no
terrible.
one's seen it. No one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, even if they are football fans, just don't. It's not.
Or
No one wants to
Scotland.
hear
Talking
you
about
talk about
Scotland and Morocco.
like your team.
Yeah.
They're playing later.
But yeah, there's a lot of people seem to have just really gone through that
I'm
lane.
tired
of,
now. Should we take you to bed?
in terms of like fan commentary and be really funny with it.
I'm sorry to say that because you are not beating me, you suck at the game. I think
Oh
that's,
yeah. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. If it's not who, I don't want to know. I mean, I'm not used to these sort of slim built bodies.
You've done Apollo as well, right?
Yeah, I did Apollo a couple of years ago. That was really cool.
Was
I
it
was-
scary? What's the biggest gig you've done?
It's probably Apollo.
Yeah.
I've played the O2. I opened for Mo Gilligan.
Oh wow.
So that
What's it like to do that?
O2 is pretty terrible.
You feel like you're just in a warehouse or something.
That's just it. It's not made for comedy. So you can see people laughing, but you can't hear them.
Right.
And like when you're doing comedy, that's what you kind of need to hear people laughing to relax.
Yeah.
But you, oh no. But so you kind of just like going through the motions of like, okay, don't panic, it's going well. But you
Yeah.
just kind of hear pockets of laughter in the air, but it all kind of
Yeah.
just travels upwards. But Apollo was great. I mean, that place it's like a 2,000 seat theater, so it's kind of really good for comedy.
Players are coming back up
But
now.
even then, I think any gig, sometimes you can get carried away by the occasion of
late.
it. And then you do your
Yeah.
first joke and you remember, oh, I know it.
Because it's late.
Yeah.
Should be getting better.
Unless you're bombing, then I imagine it's pretty terrible.
How often does that happen to you?
It can happen. If I'm trying new material, it all
Gonna
bets
go
are
now?
off.
Right.
Because obviously you have an idea that, oh, this is going to make
Yeah,
people
because
laugh.
you
But
pay.
if it doesn't,
Oh.
oh, look at that.
The
Good
players
goal,
are
well
on
done.
I
now.
always believed in whatever this team was called.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
the Romanian team that you're
Time.
playing as. I've forgotten their
Yeah,
name
let me
also.
reset the
Yeah.
time.
On
Let me
Genda,
do it.
that's my guy.
There he is.
But yeah, when you tell a joke and it's not funny, especially if it's like a
Why
long
are we
joke,
setting
it
the
feels less
time?
like it just feels like a long manifesto.
Right.
Why
to your
do
So
we
when
joke.
it
Yes.
starts,
And then which is
I'll
not
tell
what
And
it
then
is.
you're just trapped in it.
After that, then I'm going straight to bed.
okay.
Football in Japan and Conor Metcalf.
Should I press it?
No.
I'll get
Got
ready.
to have a rest. Don't press it yet. They do no substitution first.
Oh.
Watford, though, well, as you said, that they had to do something. Yeah, they did. Interesting to see how they set up as well, technically. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
What to do?
Yeah, but you kind of just have to commit. But I'm quite good at bombing.
Yeah.
No.
As in, like, you
Yeah.
don't mind it.
There's a skill to
Yeah.
it in terms of. I think most people, when they think of comedy, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna boo you if you don't do well."
Right.
But most times, especially in Britain, I think they just feel awkward for you.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to. You don't want to watch a guy do badly.
No, it's
kinda cringe.
uncomfortable, right?
So if you kind of just present like this is fine, even though it's not working, then they kind
Why
of
are you
relax.
spitting it
Right,
out as
yeah.
well?
If you're confident.
If you're confident,
He
they'll
spat
kind of
water
be
out
like,
of his mouth.
"This is not going well," but he doesn't
Ready?
seem to mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's when you start cracking under the pressure that the whole gig comes to an awkward.
Ready?
Yeah, that makes sense.
4, 3, 2,
I'm losing.
1.
Yeah. Producer
Yes.
Ryan's back in the room.
Have you lost a lot?
Just every game apart from a couple of draws.
Here we go.
I genuinely thought I wouldn't. I thought I would be the second best person in
I
the
saw
room
it,
of our
I saw it.
regulars.
Really?
And as it turns out, I think I am either completely deluded, which is probably the more likely, or I got old really quick, and my fingers are
Is that you're blaming
my dexterity. Yeah, I'm blaming.
Good night, everyone. Catch you tomorrow.
You scored exactly the
And
same
if you want to
goal
win,
moment.
Good night.
It's okay.
I thought you would do like Australia or US. I thought you would theme it.
Oh, how about that? So you're a Chelsea fan?
Yeah,
Did you grow up in London?
yeah. I grew up in Dagenham,
Right.
so I should be supporting like Dagenham. Or
Oh, that's
Redbridge.
right. I did know that. I was going to ask if you'd be like a West Ham fan or something. But Chelsea.
Chelsea had a
always
lot
been.
of African players when I started getting into football.
That was important to you.
Yeah, I kind of obviously Drogba. I was just always fascinated by Drogba's hair
Yes.
because it flowed.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of what was that film Coming to America
Yeah.
with the Jerry Kells?
Yes.
Like, oh, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that did it. It had Essien. He kind of like Jeremy. There's a lot of African players. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember what age it was. What was the one Barcelona Chelsea where Ronaldinho scored that flip flap goal?
Mhm.
Champions League.
Yeah,
Champions League.
I distinctly remember watching that and being like, oh, yeah, I think it might be Chelsea.
These are the guys.
Yeah. So I am like a glory hunter, but I own there's like
I think that's fine.
there's like a heart behind it, you know. What I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So were your parents from Nigeria?
Yeah.
And that's so you would mainly support the Nigeria national team?
No, I support England. But if Nigeria are in it, then it'll be like I've never had a situation where like they're both playing each other
Yeah.
competitively, so I've never had to make a choice.
But what would
But I
you
would just
choose?
support whoever wins that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever.
That's the glory hunters.
Yeah, I just see that one as a win-win.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I saw it was Turkey, Australia.
Yes.
Was it Tunisia?
Turkey,
Turkey,
Australia was that was that.
Well, what was the
five
Tunisia
game.
player who scored and he didn't celebrate? What was it?
Oh, is it for Sweden?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sweden. It's like the game's gone.
Well, did you see Braylon Bolo did it in the against Cameroon?
Really?
Yeah, because he was born in Cameroon as well.
I get it for clubs, but you got it's a World Cup. You got to celebrate.
I weirdly get it more for international because of
The game is starting again, so I'm going to sacrifice myself. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Michael.
thank you.
does that
You
count
are
as a
the
rage
winner.
quit?
Thank
Well
you.
done.
I think it counts as a rage quit. I refuse to clap you on the basis that I'm livid, but no, congratulations, well done. Jamie, I'm going to switch back over, yeah? Great.
What kind of technical research has been done into like the various time delay? How far behind reality is our?
So we started. We're watching this on terrestrial
Okay.
because we didn't want to be behind at all. Our YouTube stream itself is on is on a 30-second or so, 20-second delay.
Okay.
So originally, we thought we would try and minimize it as much as possible, but as it turns out, it's impossible to get terrestrial signal in.
Need to help Jamie with the time.
Oh, the time. It's impossible to get like a terrestrial signal in central London. Our closest broadcast tower is in Crystal Palace. So it was really bad, and we've switched to streaming, which means we're slightly behind. But also, I think people watching in some ways prefer it because it means that they see a goal before we do.
Oh yeah,
Don't spoil
that
it
would
for
be
them.
bad. Yeah.
And then they see our what do you call it? Hey, it's Seb Stafford Law. They're everywhere. You don't have a microphone.
You've been on camera actually outside.
People know you're in the room. They're going to want you.
I'll tell you when there's a clock that we can use, Jamie.
They've gone for the pink button.
With the
I find one of the strangest sort of time-based phenomena of you know, maybe it's not modern football per se, is having like goals spoiled by Discord.
Right. Yes.
And then I find that sometimes when I am in the stadium and like, you know, the opposing team has like a corner kick or whatever, I will just reflexively look at my phone to see if they've scored or not.
Yeah, I completely do that. I whenever I'm in the stadium, I get completely thrown that I don't immediately see a replay. My muscle memory is just, oh, don't worry that I've missed the goal because I'll see it again in a second. And I'm very much a looking at my phone and not really the game person anyway. So I rely hugely on replays. Okay, they've put a broadcasting time up now, but it wasn't showing before. Do you want me to tell you when it gets to 47?
Maybe they will draw more.
Okay, great. Seb, if I move the mic over to you, do you want to say hi to the audience?
Soccer fans, they call it.
Hello to the audience. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Which camera should I look at? I don't actually want to look straight down the camera. That's really uncool.
You kind of are if you leave.
No, but I think if you actually talk directly to the audience, then that's quite. I'd have to be there. That's really uncomfortable. I don't want to lurk behind you.
Why don't you come and sit here, and I'll sit over there, and you can actually hang out for a bit.
Okay, that.
All right, because no one wants to see me. They want to see you.
Get him in. By the way, Seb, this is Michael.
Hello.
Yeah, we can clap. You were about to clap him in. There he is. What a nice man.
Michael Highfield has a real command of the sort of audience, the stage,
He knows
all the dynamics of the stand-up.
We were ready to just have Seb sit down.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Make sure you pull that right into your mouth.
I was going to say, I did not want to touch the microphone until you allowed me to, because
I allow you.
It's been a couple of years, but I still wear the scars of recording.
Got it. Yeah. So you've not met Michael before. Michael, this is Seb. Seb's our colleague. He's a journalist here at The Athletic. Michael's a stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get started?
By the way, like you just missed, we were talking. He's been on QI and live at the Apollo.
Oh wow,
very exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I've always wanted to ask, how do you get over because I imagine when you first do stand-up, it's got to be super, super scary.
Yeah.
How do you get over that, and how do you learn how to relax into your set?
I think it's trial and error. You know, you just have to do it a lot.
That's quite. I mean, I imagine the error is quite brutal.
Oh, the error is
in that industry.
But it's like a cold water dip. It's never as bad as you think. That bomb.
Okay.
Because it is just silence.
Is it?
Yeah, which is for some people, which is terrifying.
Yeah, I would be one of those people. That would be my worst nightmare.
There'll be silence with like maybe
They're running out of steam, the Australians. The thing is, Portugal's actually benched about 3 players today. All the players that scored for them in the opening games, he's benched every single one of them.
hit her of a laugh, and you're like, I'm really gonna focus. I'm gonna build on that sliver of laughter, and then I'll work from there. So it's kind of analytical side I like to it. Like, why did they laugh there? I didn't mean for them to laugh there, but okay, I'll build on that, and then kind of early on, maybe you don't even focus on the audience that much. You just kind of try and analyze why are they laughing at this, and because you'll have an idea of what you think is funny, and they might have a different idea of what they find funny about you, and then you just kind of find that space where you start being almost intentionally funny with your voice.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I sort of do. I mean, it's in that list of professions where I just think there's just no way I could ever do that.
Really? I agree with you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm not a funny man.
You are a funny man, but I don't think you have command of it.
Not intentionally. No.
Yeah.
It's involuntary.
Michael, do you have? Are there tactics in stand up?
Yeah, what's
do
the
you size
4-2
it?
equivalent?
No. I guess I mean like, do you shift what you're doing depending on how the audience reacts?
For sure. I mean, sometimes you shift beforehand in
So,
terms of if it's quite a rowdy gig, you kind of got to go in strong early.
And what you can sense that because you're kind of waiting in the wings.
Yeah, you kind of wait, and you've seen somebody like
We'll
the comedy,
see.
like somebody. It's good to watch somebody go on before you, to watch them where they went wrong, and sometimes where they went right as well. Like, oh, okay, I'll kind of do what they did a little bit in that sense. But also sometimes it's good to go on first because you can almost set the tone a bit.
If someone goes on before you and they really kill, is it like going on after Led Zeppelin?
Being subbed on for Leo Messi.
Yeah, exactly. Is it sort of you kind of hope you don't want someone to
I think the
bomb,
audience
but you
is
don't
in a
want
good
them
mood,
to.
though, aren't they? They're like,
Well, this is the thing,
That's a good point.
You can kind of ride that laughter. When I was first starting out, I didn't like it as much because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm as good as that,
Right.
and I'm like they're gonna like notice. But then now I appreciate somebody setting up a good room because it can only be to the benefit of the gig.
Okay.
Which footballer or football manager do you think could make the best stand-up comedian?
Oh, that's a good
In a
question.
certain context, Sean Dyche.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Certain type of-
He's definitely got a performance about him, hasn't he?
He's a
like-
showman.
he knows he's funny as well. I think.
I would have gone Ian Holloway.
Yeah, Ian Holloway's funny.
Any team.
When Ian Holloway was talking about the chicken coops,
Yeah,
that's one of the
That is
funniest
able to
football
keep the
things.
ball
Mick McCarthy had a
away from-
nice way about him as
Like,
well.
just keep it
Yeah.
with the Americans.
I
and
think-
actually beat them.
Ange.
Because
No,
what I've noticed now,
Maybe
maybe
if you like your comedy with a bit of threat.
yeah,
there was
you
some
know,
people who wouldn't like
he's
him.
like a
Contact
Stuart
with
Lee
one ball.
style.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One
Indie.
He would set the punchline for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it, right?
And he would insist on doing the gig in the.
Actually wins the ball as he nudges him in the back.
If you can keep the ball away from them, and they can, you don't let them get close to you. Yeah, they can be
Same
big
way
in the
every
back.
time.
Yeah,
When it didn't
yeah.
That's
work.
what I mean.
Yeah,
You get
I've,
them in the
I've
big teams.
my immediate
few weeks
immediate
time.
name that came into my head when you said this was Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah,
I don't know
see
what
that.
there's some kind of like it's the
They're gonna
teeth
suffer.
Yeah.
maybe.
Or
He just has a certain
effective
energy.
He just
about
has a
him.
the same
huge
game as them.
personality, doesn't he?
Will
I
suffer.
think he would be quite good in one of those sort of. Do you remember there used to be like a slapstick like variety show at 6 o'clock on a Saturday on British TV?
Yeah.
Like when people would spin plates and someone would get gunged, like all the kind of. I think that's Klopp's.
Do you know
environment
Gunge
as
came
comedian.
back?
Did it?
It did. Gunge was at
was
all the rage in the
Gunge?
90s, and then Gunge came back at about, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago. All the kids were talking about Gunge again.
If you were gunged on Funhouse,
Yeah.
what was that substance?
I don't know. But I wonder if it would pass
Fantastic
muster
show,
today.
man.
you know?
I think there'd be some health and safety issues.
Yeah.
there.
There's too much plastics getting into everyone's bloodstream from the gun.
asbestos, these
Yeah.
things you can't do that anymore.
How about that? Hey Seb, I mean you're on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're actually you're hosting the podcast tomorrow because I've decided to take the day
Terrifying
off.
everybody, yeah.
You're going to be fantastic. And then you're back on Sunday as well, where we've got Musa Okwonga on Sunday. That's going to be really fun. A lovely combo. But we haven't spoken to you yet for the World Cup. What have you enjoyed the most? Which games have you liked? What stories have you worked on? Which footballer do you think would make the best stand-up comedian? All the big questions.
I'm going to pick and choose the questions I want to answer there.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to go with a couple of individual moments rather than games as
Great.
a whole.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the England game. England-Croatia I thought was probably the best game of the tournament so far.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Really, really entertaining. I enjoyed Qatar's equaliser.
Mhm.
I thought that was an amazing moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Against Switzerland.
yeah, like it was just you didn't really see it coming.
Yeah.
You didn't really recognise they had a threat. So for that punchline right at the end,
Yeah.
that was really great.
Maybe worst moment of the tournament, just for it feeling bad. At least when I seen this way when I watched the highlights, was Qatar going down to 9 men and realizing there was still quite a lot of time
Yeah,
left.
That was kind of harsh. Although, I would also say the Cape Verde draw.
Yep.
That was amazing.
That was
amazing. Just because
Yeah.
also, as the game was going on, you get to about 60 minutes, you start to believe in it. The
Yes.
first half is 0-0. You think, oh, this is a cool story, but it's going to end right within about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. And then we got to 70 minutes, and I remember saying to my wife, "Got to have this now."
Yeah.
Like this story is here, and
Yeah, yeah.
and I'd read a little bit about the goalkeeper who was playing very, very well, and you know, he was only a little bit younger than me, which was great. I thought, go on the 40-year-olds, fantastic. And
Don't ask Michael his age, by the way. Just keep talking.
okay. Well, that's awkward because you've kind of that's like you put a big red button in front
Just
of me.
saying, if you don't want to feel bad about yourself, just don't bring it up. That's all.
I shan't. So probably that, but I the tournament's been good.
It's been good.
I haven't been able to watch all of it. That's
Right.
the caveat.
Yeah.
I've generally gone to bed around sort of midnight.
Sorry to interrupt you, but can we have a who were the famous people?
I have no idea.
Does anyone
I
know who the famous
recognize
people were?
Sierra, the famous NFL husband, Russell something.
Right.
Wilson?
Feels like the VAR decisions are made quite quickly. They've done quite well with them so far, I think, with the games we've done. This player, outfield player to start a World Cup game. It never looks good when you're stretching your hamstring this early in the game, does it? So that is Christian Volpato. Plays his football in Italy with Sassuolo. This will be just his second international cap. Just been promoted to Serie A. Yeah, it's a shame for Lucky. Severe a hamstring problem. Likely he's going to be back for the next game. You know how that feels, don't you? After running across that road, that busy road earlier. Little jog on. I was concerned about you popping your cut off, in all fairness. So Volpato is on. Just the second ever cap, as I say. Made his debut at Roma under Jose Mourinho. And well back to the Socceroos. Mixing with USA fans. Beautifully on the streets of Seattle this morning. Here's Balogun. Getting his strike. Away by Suter. Nice touch from Metcalf. Ilukunda. Can he provide something out of the ordinary? It's back to the substitute. Volpato. Took a big chance. Should have done better with it. Left back. Scooped over the ball. Poor finish. He's onside. Good run in behind Ream from Ilukunda. Takes his time here, waits for the support. Yeah, it's poor. Really good opportunity, the best they've had. Just Mandy, to see him leaning back. It's worth pointing out the USA have conceded in each of their last 9 games. Well, you would imagine the hardest test for them will come in the last game, especially after Turkey got a surprise defeat against Australia. Got some good forward players. They'll test this American backline. It's the first 2 games. They've had very little trouble. For all Reed's experience, quality on the ball is not the quickest. Definitely spacing behind him. Open his space. Balogun had some there. They managed to recover Australia. Here's Boss. Final win back again.
Saw the pace there of McKennie and Freeman sprinting back there to double up, pushing back towards his own goal because he had a yard or two on them as well and they still caught him.
Metcalf overhit it.
It's just more evidence of the, obviously the better quality, but the physicality. Just too powerful, too strong and quick for this Australian side.
But again, you can tell they're well coached, Danny.
You can, of course. They all know what they're doing. With or without the ball, there's a plan.
They lost the ball there, though. Metcalf. Pretty straightforward for Matt Freese in the end.
Poor clearance, giveaway, mistake. I think it was Adams, one of his few mistakes, just hooking it straight to an Australian player. 2 chances in the last few minutes.
Here's Toby Blue at the other end. Step it by O'Neill. Intended another challenge of Richards. German referee moved. Carry on with the challenge for Australia.
Yeah, this is the incident. You can see he's not looking at the ball. Maybe got away with one there a little bit.
That's good play. Well, Plata. This appeals the referee.
At least he was positive there. Trying to beat people, trying to make things happen.
They have to be at some stage, Australia here.
Yeah.
So, Adams, he was the USA captain in Qatar 4 years ago, where he played every minute. 56 cap today. Super strong for Vincent. That is the cue for the second half hydration break. USA still 2 goals to the good. At least Australia in the last few minutes have managed to shut on target again. Reminder, you can scan that QR code now on your screen to have your say with BBC Sports Player Rater. And let us know who has stood out for you in this game so far. What do I do, Mr. Murphy?
Well, I think obviously Balogun's led the line really, really well. McKennie's been good again. Tillman, probably. just edged it. And the midfielders and Adams has been terrific. That's what you like watching. So many good performances.
Mr. Pochettino want that clean sheet as well. One of the two managers have their say. Let me remind you of all the football that's still to come. Tonight at 11, of course, Scotland against.
Have decided. Well, it's BBC as well.
Who was the German broadcaster?
So I watch on Magenta, but we have ARD and ZDF. So they share. They're obviously the state broadcasters, and then Magenta is like it's a streaming service which has rights to all the games. But the price you pay for what is good coverage and good punditry is you have
It's
advert
ads.
breaks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the BBC don't have adverts, but they could like promote the new season of The Traitors
Yeah.
if they want.
I think they could. Although I think the thing with
The news will be on in an hour.
Yeah,
I think Ofcom says. Actually, do you know what? I don't know how Ofcom would consider those.
Well,
I think they would consider them
ITV
adverts.
They're not showing. ITV is not taking the hydration breaks.
No, but
are
they're
they?
not allowed to. This is my point. Like,
Oh, I see.
Ofcom has specific rules as it relates to like how many adverts British broadcasters can show within an hour, and it changes at various different points throughout the day. But unless they were to remove adverts from elsewhere, they can't put them in. So
If they were to do like Phil Mitchell watching a game, and then there was like a murder in the background, stay tuned. You know what I mean? They could.
Mitchell brother. Like you had like Phil Grant. Who's the third one? There
I don't think there is a third one. Is there?
There is a third Mitchell
There
brother.
might be a third one.
Is there?
There's a sister, but there's also Billy.
There was a funny
Billy
bit
Mitchell.
on the Owl and the Wolf podcast, which is with Ramesh Ranganathan and Tom Davies. I think is his name, Tom Davies. Anyway, he did a very funny bit about the third Mitchell brother the other day, calling him Jake or something. It was great, yeah. Anyway, what we do at the hydration break, Seb, is we read excellent football jokes out that are written on these cards. So Michael's already read one. Do you want to read one, Seb?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now this one's wordy.
Okay.
Will you pass it down the line?
I can do words.
This is wordy.
But they're not AI. These are.
They're not-
No, they were written by a real human being.
Whose handwriting is this?
It's mine. Is it? It's legible. Everyone else has managed to read it. So before you, yeah, just go for it. Off
Okay.
you go. And your camera's just here, by the way, in case you want to.
I'm in people's living room.
Yeah, if it feels like you want to look at
chat.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know a famous footballer has solved an oxygenation problem in artificial fish that has stumped scientists for decades?
Solved an oxygenation problem.
Apparently so.
Wow.
Apparently so. Oh God.
What? What's that?
Reports are that Billy Gilmore will win the next Nobel Prize
Oh.
for fish science.
Yeah, for fish science.
Scotland's loss is fish science's gain.
Huge gain for fish science there.
Did he not?
I can. Oh, no.
He's injured. He injured himself out of the tournament.
Okay.
I don't know if he injured himself.
That is
out,
very
but-
wordy.
You've done
That's
something
the
really
worst way I could have possibly learned about Billy Gilmore's injury.
But you know what is Scotland's loss is fish science's gain.
I want to drill down on something that's happened in this.
Yeah.
You've capitalized Gil as in the prefix to Gilmore.
Yeah.
So we're accepting that you wrote this. Is
So
that when you
this
say
is.
you?
Let's see
Huh?
what people think.
I hand wrote it.
You've capitalized the G and the two L's, but not the I.
Right.
That is
right.
a strange
It's
personality.
the sign of a psychopath.
It
isn't
is,
It
it is.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Who
if
would
thi-
do this
If
thing?
this was like an episode of Endeavour,
yeah.
that's something that somebody would be like. That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
the giveaway.
If this was an episode of CIA
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
CIA Miami.
Yeah,
That's not what it's
very
called, is
different-
it?
Very different.
CSI.
Yes, I might.
Never mind. The game started again.
Okay.
Is there any prospect of Australia getting back in this?
John, do you want to sit in this chair for a minute and talk about football?
Why?
Yeah.
Why is he out of his nerd cupboard?
Huh?
Why has he been allowed?
Because sometimes he watches the second half in here. When he feels that there's no longer any need to be in the cupboard.
Mm.
He does have his own
Like the
autonomy.
tactical.
You sit here. I'll grab a drink.
The tactical truths have been revealed.
I wonder how our friend JJ Bull is doing in Boston. I think he's drunk. I suspect he might be. He was so excited. In his little kilt at the airport.
Scotland, Morocco is 11, right?
11.
Oh, that should be a good one.
Be a good game.
Have Australia changed any?
think
Australia
they've
changed
been a bit more
anything.
intense. They've gone for it a bit more. They've made the US work a bit harder in this half. Tim Ream. What a man.
Ooh.
He strikes me as
Here we go.
among the more likable American players.
I don't consider players likable or not.
Really?
I'm a cold hard machine when it comes to players.
Yeah.
Really?
Just profile, pure profile. I like Tim Ream a lot. You know that story about Guardiola after a game doing Guardiola things and saying, you know, if you were 24 rather than 34, I'd sign you. And I believe it. I agree. I think Tim Ream is fantastic. Take your jokes with you.
Joe, I'm just in case you missed it, I'm doing some journalism here, and so just yeah. It's really important.
Hello.
Where else to begin?
Then with USA 2,
Yeah.
0
1,
Australia.
I feel like the game is settled in to
Yeah.
it's a bit what is it? Is it choppy? Is it a stalemate? What's the
Yeah, I guess one team is going for it, the other team doesn't need to go for it, and between the two, it's sort of neutralised out a bit. I think the Australians are really going for it. They're pressing a little bit more aggressively, going after them and not giving them as much time and build up and being quite direct. Quite a bit of ball carrying I saw from them before. But I expect the US may pick one up on the break potentially.
There's probably no need to bring on Pulisic.
No, is he available from the bench, or is he?
Yeah, I got
is.
the impression he wasn't on the bench. Is he not on the? I don't know.
I don't know, we
I
saw
probably
him on
probably should
screen,
know
but
that.
his status was unclear.
Sebastian Berhalter's on now.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
I gather
agree.
Pochettino really likes him. Is
Yeah.
that
That's the
Think
son
so.
of.
the
Greg.
old
Greg.
coach?
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was that whole thing with Reina.
Yes.
Drama.
Yeah, I don't know the story behind that. You'll know that, Seb.
Yeah, don't want to do that live. But yeah.
I read a deep dive on that. Yeah.
I was doing in the last World Cup. I was doing Balkan politics live. Don't want to do that.
But Reina scored one of the best goals so far.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was a
Trivella.
nice
Yeah, it
one.
was
I
nice,
like
yeah.
that one. Trying to think of the other certified bangers this World Cup so far.
The Munoz one for Colombia.
I've not seen that
I've
one.
not seen that. That's a
I really like the Manzambi. Yeah, Manzambi's goal yesterday.
yeah.
That was lovely.
I can't believe that game ended like 4-1.
I thought the who scored the first Croatian goal?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that
oh,
was
wow.
nice.
That
was very good.
Yeah.
That was a lovely hit, wasn't it?
I thought 2 or 3 of Sweden's goals good.
Yep.
Isaac's one probably should have been saved, but it was a good run and shot. And the last one, Bellingham's goal.
Sweet
Nice
goal.
goal.
He's so elegant the way he runs away from
Yeah,
defenders.
he
Bellingham.
does.
It's really interesting when because you see a ball carrier, but then you see a defender who actually can't get near him. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
protecting the ball really well, striding away and finishing at the same
Just
time.
being
It's so
VAR'd.
impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Well, normally they bring up,
Hey.
and we are seeing a lot of replays.
Jackson Irvine,
Go on, Jacko.
your neighbour.
King of Hamburg.
To be fair, I think Australia scored 2 good goals. against
Yeah,
Turkey.
the Aaron Kunda goal was really nice.
Yeah.
The other one was Connor Metcalf, was it?
Have you ever seen Conor Metcalf's goal for St. Pauli when they were in the Zweite Bundesliga? I think it was against Holstein Kiel, or I think, If you,
Yeah.
it's just it's an outrageous volley. It's very like the Andros Townsend goal against Manchester City
Yeah.
at the Etihad all those years ago. Well, it's like 4 years ago, but
That was a long time. Yeah.
it was lovely.
Apparently, Australia have the fastest player at the tournament.
Jordan Boss.
He's not on the pitch.
He was on the pitch.
Oh.
Has he come off? Yeah, it's got quite stodgy, the game, hasn't it? But that's what happens when the team is 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Australia, USA. Do they have any beef? Is there any?
I read an Athletic article about this. Apparently, there's beef because
Some offhand remarks before the tournament, right?
yeah, but then maybe that. I guess when the draw was announced, some sort of retired U.S. soccer player said like,
He was pretty disrespectful, wasn't he? Or he was
It was
quite
Grella,
dismissive.
wasn't it? Was it?
Yeah,
Mark
that's
Grella?
it.
Yeah.
That's Grella.
He said, I think he said that it should be a
layup.
yeah.
Exactly.
Insulting, particularly insulting to use a non-football
Oh,
term.
he's a boss.
So that was very calculated.
Yeah.
Former Leeds player, Mike.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Was that in the Football League, or did he play in the Premier League for Leeds?
No, in the Championship.
You've got a very far away look in your eyes as you remember that period of your fandom.
But then I feel like the Athletic article that I read suggested that there had been an earlier incident in another international sport where there had been some Australia-US.
Was that the swimming one?
Yeah, maybe swimming. Yeah.
I think as well, obviously the US have played all of the teams in their group in the last in the last 12 months. And I think the Australia game was quite physical as well, which I think maybe got tempers a little bit high as well.
Who's this coming on for Dest? I was going to ask you.
Joe Scally.
I was going to ask you: is Dest the best?
Where you go?
Other USA player
As opposed to
Pulisic.
I think the players who stand out for me, obviously apart from Tim Ream, Malik Tillman's had a fantastic tournament, and a fantastic tournament playing in the centre when a lot of people expected him to come in as a maybe a left-sided player in the front line. I think he's been great. Weston McKennie is always important for this team. So yeah, I think I would say
Those two.
I think shout out to Alex Freeman as well, who sort of plays that half role between being like he's a fullback generally, but he's playing as an outside centre back and able to be quite flexible for them, and can overlap with Dest as well.
John, what has been your favourite game of the tournament so far?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think there's been some quite fun games just from the point of view that the teams are playing quite modern football from a tactical point of view.
Explain.
So I think the US have done that,
Okay.
and I think England definitely did that. And yeah, what I mean by modern is just what we might expect like elite sides to do in the domestic game.
Okay. What are the traits of that modernity?
I think so. Both the US and in their first game and then England were pressing quite high man to man, which a lot of teams haven't done. A lot of teams have stuck with mid blocky stuff, not really wanting to commit too far forward, which has been it's been the reality of international football for a long time that you sort of do that.
Okay.
And both England and the US went for it a little bit more. England were in their air-conditioned stadium, so there's questions about whether or not they'd be able to.
You saying we cheated?
No, I just think that it may be the case that they don't try and do that so much if the conditions are different, although I suspect they will. And then, yeah, just doing a lot of stuff like the England team being a lot more direct and trying to generate, forward momentum rather than doing the sort of possession control stuff that we saw under Southgate, which is often just moving the ball around and around and around and not really giving anything up, but not really getting anywhere either.
I felt like when I was watching it, that kind of struck me. It felt like a really aggressive response to the situation in a way that we wouldn't have seen in a previous generation, where like it was very much you go ahead in a game in a big game and you just penalty, no, and then you just hold what you have and then hope for the best. And it like obviously the most notable example is that Croatia semi-final, but then that's the best example, or maybe the Italy final in Euro 2020, where you find yourself playing well, and then for whatever reason you just think, well, you kind of don't trust your own momentum, which is I don't know. I liked Gareth Southgate, but that felt like a fair criticism.
It was quite interesting watching Anthony Barry do the halftime interview, which is I still never understood those, but he was quite critical of the team and quite like more open than you'd think assistant coach would be about how they weren't.
He was very forthcoming.
There's been quite a few interviews that he's given, I think. But one of the things he's talked about in previous games, I think, is they talk about the 24 meters on the pitch, where the game gets sort of kind of bogged down. And I think what they mean by that is this idea that
how you missed that?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
He just
it's
taken. He just whiffed, didn't he? Was he just?
Yeah. I think there was a foul before then, anyway.
But precisely the stuff that we were talking about before, where if you try and play possession control, because you're playing slowly, you're sort of creating harder conditions for yourself to break blocks down.
Okay.
And so I think that's why a lot of teams now try and accelerate a little bit in possession, because not only did he miss the ball, but he took out the defender as well, Chris Richards. So I think they're definitely making efforts to maybe speed up those parts of the game. I think as well, like there's just not many teams now trying to force low blocks and then break it down, you know, the sort of classic Guardiola territorial advantage stuff. And I think that's because teams are better at attacking directly in the opposite direction. So it's harder to defend those sort of precarious positions that you hold when you are squeezing a team in deep. But also, like, one of the best ways of breaking down a low block is having runners in behind to sort of stretch the block. And if you do that, you're emptying out the middle and making it harder to counter press, making it easier for the team if you lose your opponents, if you lose the ball, to then go the other way as well. Yep. So what we're seeing a lot of teams do now is, rather than persisting against a low block for a long time, is just like resetting, passing the ball all the way back, sometimes even to the goalkeeper, and decompressing the block and opening it out, because a lot of these teams have players who are just much better suited to attacking more directly.
Walk me through that slowly, like the decompressing. Treat me like I'm like not
5,
not a double-digit IQ, but like approaching it.
So I guess if you're playing up against a low block because you're retaining possession and you're trying to work it apart.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got a lot of space behind you to defend if you lose the ball, and but you're also like up against usually a fairly compact, structured unit that you want to pull apart. And I just think that both of the downsides of that, one downside is if you lose the ball, you're going to have to defend large spaces. But the other one is that in order to pull apart a block, you have to make decisions that usually involve making your counter press worse if you lose the ball. The combination of those two things in the modern game now is such that I think a lot of teams are saying it's not worth the downside of the upside of controlling possession in the opposition's third.
Does your counter press get worse because you have to overload the wings? Is that the
because you're having players making depth runs, so you're then so you'll have central midfielders maybe or strikers running in behind the opposition back line.
I see. So
you're drag the back line deeper to open out space in the block,
thinning out your own kind of central midfield.
Your own structure is becoming worse by playing in that way, and your own structure is already quite tenuous. And so I think what ends up happening is teams are like, we're not willing to accept both of those downsides. What we'll do is we'll we'll play the ball backwards, sometimes even back to the goalkeeper, move all of our players deeper and open out the block in that way. And I think the other side of that reality is that a lot of teams now, because they are protecting against transition moments, is they're signing much more physically dominant players, and that often has a knock-on impact on the sort of technicality that you have. A lot of players who are very good at that aren't going to have the small space technicality that helps you break down a low block as well. So because a lot of teams have more, often more physically.
Did he just give out 4 yellow cards there? It
like,
was like a extremely interesting sort of multiple card deployment.
Yeah. All of which is to say that the game is changing.
That guy's a
quite
unit.
considerably.
Yeah, he's big.
Is that Harry Suter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he play for Leicester?
Yeah, he did do. Yeah.
Who does he play for now? Is he?
He is there, still there.
League One now. He's a big boy.
Yeah. I think the US have done a good job of sort of controlling the second half. And
what's the consensus for like a good tournament for the US? Is it just like quarters?
It's quite hard to say, I think, because the new format means that there's so many permutations for what can happen that you don't really know. Like, do you want to finish first, second, or third in your group?
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, you always had like quite a clear route to the final. It's now kind of like you basically just have to get through and hope that the draw is favourable to you. So
yeah,
I think depending on who they get, I think they could go, round of 16 is like what they should be aiming for. And maybe if the draw's nice, maybe sneak through to a quarter final.
Who do you reckon the strongest team they're capable of beating is?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I think I saw someone who'd done some sort of like Monte Carlo simulation where they ran like 10,000 iterations of the tournament, and the US showed up at like in 10th spot, which I thought was quite high. Like, you don't think of this team necessarily being the 10th best team, but like they are definitely approaching some of the second tier sides, I think. So I don't know if they beat someone like Colombia, would I be that surprised? Maybe not.
Could they beat Belgium?
Yeah, I mean, I think they could.
Yeah.
Especially given what we talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, they have that intensity and that directness, which I think a team like Belgium would maybe struggle to deal with, because I think a lot of the teams in the same kind of ballpark as the US, you might not expect them to play in this way. But again, it's what we were talking about before. Like, this is a very modern style of play. Like, they do have the ability to go direct and cause teams problems in both directions.
I watched the preparatory friendly against Germany.
I was just about to ask you about that.
And I was kind of alarmed by how many issues they caused the German defence. Like, and admittedly, okay, it's a friendly. There was still, it wasn't quite at full intensity. The US played really, really well, and they were able to isolate, like, particularly Jonathan Tah on the break. Yeah. And if they get into that situation, I don't see many teams with an outstanding defence in this tournament. And so you'd give them an opportunity against most of the sides that are here. I think, like, it's is that Chris Richards?
It's Chris Richards.
I'm at a strange angle to see that.
What's the feeling in Germany about the national team?
So in 2024, they were very optimistic after the European Championship, and it was like, hey, we can really win in 2026. And they spent the 2 years since talking themselves out of it and kind of grumbling about selections and allowing Leroy Sané, Leon Goretzka to stay on the side, and criticising Nagelsmann. And it's that very German angst that's kind of like gradually, as it's got closer and closer, appeared. But they, I think the consensus is if Wirtz and Musiala can play really well, they can win the tournament. But then that's a big if, because Musiala's had a really difficult year. Yeah. Wirtz has had a hard year for a different reason at Liverpool. So let's see. But that's the kind of prerequisite. Can't happen without those two playing.
How long has he been talking about Germany?
Long time. Like,
I see someone suggesting on Twitter that there might be a Belgium USA last 16 matchup, but I don't know where that permutation comes from. Having just asked, could they be? Would Belgium be the kind of second tier team who they could beat?
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance they would cause Belgium problems.
See the little photo I took of him in his cupboard.
Oh, the referee's gone down with an injury.
Yeah,
he's not,
cramping up.
He's not been taking his
Felix
hydration
Fire
breaks.
from Germany, and he's not built for this weather. Come on, Felix.
You don't see that very often.
Is this gonna,
terrible.
Would this be like on the cover of Build tomorrow?
Oh,
Seb?
you bet.
Yeah. Like the shame that he's bringing upon the nation.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
A couple of Australian chances.
Some good.
Would you like to have
some
this
good
chat?
conversation?
I'm ready to. Okay.
I would say some promising Australian attacks with very bad kind of final balls or bad shots.
Yeah, there was a whiff that looked quite dangerous at one point.
Ooh.
Oh, they're giving him some kind of salt shot.
Oh, we've gone from the sponge to the magic lotion. Magic potion.
How humiliating is this?
He's got to have a little energy drink.
It's quite seductive.
I feel like there should be what was the where was the
Oh, he's fine now. He's up.
Get up, Felix.
That worked.
Oh, ref.
Where was the tournament
Ref,
where
he went down too easy. He's right back up, ref.
which tournament was it that the ball was driven onto the pitch
was
in a
the
little
last
Volkswagen? Was that the last World Cup or the
Oh,
Euros?
and the tiny little truck.
Yeah, I feel like was it a Volkswagen?
2018, maybe.
No, I think it was Qatar, and I loved it. It was great.
I think it was maybe a few. Did they do a few? Did they do?
Yeah, it was a sponsorship, wasn't it?
Right.
I feel like that little bottle of like energy gel should have come by a remote controlled vehicle.
I think it should have been a
Drone,
delivery
surely,
driver.
in
Yeah, a
today's-
drone. Yeah.
Today's day and age.
Ooh.
I sort of feel that the Americans are gonna. The feeling will be that quarterfinals would be a satisfying step forward, or whatever the case would be.
Yeah.
I think if they go out in the round of 16, that'll be seen. This kind of to Michael's question, I guess, as that'll be seen as like a disappointment.
Well, I think it very much depends on who you come up
The
against.
draw, yeah.
And whether or not it's viewed in that way. Accepting the nuance is another thing.
Well, bear in mind the feeling in America, I think, is that like
we believe.
why should we
win.
not be dominating? We
Yeah.
have the world's best athletes. If LeBron
Yeah, but
was
they're
out
all
there,
playing. They're all playing the
you
wrong
know.
sport, right? That's the line. Following Balogun off.
We made a really good TIFO video recently about why youth soccer in America is failing. I'll talk about that on the podcast.
Exciting.
Just because someone else has written about it. I read it recently.
I can regale you with my American youth soccer experiences.
Oh, I'd love that.
Which I'm not sure are relevant to questions about the.
It's such an interesting topic, though, that the issues within American youth soccer.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to hear that. Is this a story of what might have been and had you got the right coach? At the right
No,
moment?
but I mean, I always interpreted it. I mean, I know it's a much more complicated story than this, as being the fact that there are not established professional clubs.
Yeah.
Is right. It's not like England has like an NHS for youth soccer, right? Like there's not a public. Of course, money is invested in the FA and the national team setup and all these kinds of things. But right, it's not a lack of public provision necessarily. It's the fact that you don't have wealthy, Premier League, Bundesliga clubs that want to have academies. And I'm sure that the things like this are starting now.
It's also that you have to pay to play.
Yeah, well, but that's what I mean. If you're in the Arsenal youth setup or whatever as a 9-year-old or wherever you would do your, the club has a vested interest in moving you along. So presumably they're not paying, right?
They say you're only ever 13 miles away from like a professional and free high quality coaching opportunity, whereas in the US sometimes it's hundreds of miles.
actually, when I first moved to Germany, that it took my breath away how many facilities there are. You can just be walking around, and all of a sudden you'll come across world-class AstroTurf with 3 different pitches and a clubhouse, and it's amazing the difference. I mean, in England, I think I mean, we've sold off a lot of playing fields. We've turned them into car parks and flats and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a tragedy. But in Germany, it's just if you want to take part in local sport, you can. There's a facility for you, and it must make such a difference for young kids.
Is that a legacy of Das Reboot?
I don't know. It's kind of woven into German culture, because German culture is very club based. I mean, I don't mean in the football club. I mean club for an activity.
Yeah.
There's something for you. It's a very German thing to do.
Which is why you have like a football team that has a handball team that has gymnastics.
Exactly that. But then locally, that's true as well. Like you can have, there are just facilities everywhere, and there's the opportunity to be involved in a kind of a volunteer setup somewhere, perhaps with paying a few subs. But it's really different.
All right, the game's finished. Give us 5 minutes. We're going to set up for the podcast, and then we'll be back. So, producer Jamie, feel free to go to the Be Right Back screen.
Is it a picture of you on the Be Right Back screen?
I wish it.
not as good as it was against Paraguay, it's still good enough to really catch your eye, catch your attention, and let you know that this team, they know exactly who they are, and they are executing the game plan put forth by Mauricio Pochettino as well as they possibly can.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the opening goal. It was an own goal from Cameron Burgess scoring here, but it was Balogun driving up, getting that ball in. Pepe was there anyway if needed. Just that early goal once again for the US and what it did for them.
Yeah, and part of what we were thinking about this game as well, Australia is going to put some numbers behind the ball. They're going to try to condense space. They're going to try to frustrate. And some of the decisions that Mauricio Pochettino made once Christian Pulisic wasn't available is, I'm going to play with two strikers. And what that did is you're occupying center backs and putting center backs in positions in which they're uncomfortable defending. It's not just two center backs that are having to keep up with Balogun. It's two center backs that are now matched up with Ricardo Pepi on one side and Balogun on the other. And it gives the freedom that if Balogun throws himself into the channel, goes out wide, you still have a presence in the middle. And so you still have to account for him if you're one of those center backs. And you have to say that the own goal does come from that. Balogun gets himself on the left-hand side. One of the center backs gets out. The other one is trying to cover the space at the near post. And it must be said, look, I'm not about to sugarcoat it. I never do, and I never will. It also takes some really poor defending, and that's a nice way to put it. It was a donkey touch into his own goal. And sort out your feet, man. Sort out your feet. You're so concerned about clearing it with your left foot because that's how you feel comfortable, instead of just using your right leg and clear that ball back where it came from, and there is no own goal. So from Australia's perspective, that was awful. From the U.S. perspective, that was ideal, and yet another ideal start, because it sets you up for success. Now it's not like you can relax, but you can trust that whatever you're doing is working, and it allows a guy like Ricardo Pepi, who must have been under a lot of pressure, to kind of calm down and settle down as well, because everybody would have been saying, oh well, without Pulisic, how are we going to do this? And now you play with two strikers. From that two strikers, they're trying to combine. That's where the goal comes from. The United States can continue to move forward and press the ball higher up the field, and eventually the second goal would come.
Let me go off on a little side note here, Ali, if I may, with you, given the fact that when you were playing, you were a striker yourself. I feel as though we're seeing two up front having a bit of a moment right now. At the World Cup, we're seeing it. What's the difference, and why is this becoming popular again?